Chapter 30 Dating. Around 5:30 p.m. Dong Chen greeted Li Yang, then packed up his things and left the office alone. But when he arrived at the underground parking lot and was about to open the car door and get into the driver's seat, a familiar voice called him at this time. Dong Chen, wait a minute. Dong Chen suddenly turned his head, and the next second, he saw a face that made him heartbroken. Hu Jingjing. Dong Chen didn't expect to meet Hu Jingjing again, and the uniform she was wearing was obviously the work uniform of the Vienna Hotel's front desk clerk. She even had a Vienna Hotel staff badge on her chest. After a brief moment of surprise, Dong Chen immediately said in a mocking tone, Hu Jingjing, you actually have the nerve to stay and work at the Vienna Hotel. Hu Jingjing's expression changed slightly. She looked at Dong Chen pitifully and said, Chenna, I can't lose this job. If I lose this job, I'm afraid I won't even be able to pay the rent for next month. Har, can't pay the rent. Won't you go find Zhu Jiwei? Dong Chen sneered. Chenna, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Can't you forgive me just once? I can swear to heaven that as long as you can forgive me, I will definitely be loyal to you and only you in the future. That's enough. Dong Chen interrupted Hu Jingjing impatiently, then looked at her with an indifferent look and said, Hu Jingjing, do you think it's possible for us to go back to the way we were before? Why not? Chenna, I was just confused for a moment and made a mistake. Are you really unwilling to give me a chance to make a fresh start? Are you really willing to end our 4-year relationship? Hu Jingjing started crying as she spoke. Her slightly trembling body, tightly bitten lips, and pitiful expression did not stir up any ripples in Dong Chen's heart. I'm sorry, Hu Jingjing, I can tell you clearly that I will never forgive you in my life. So, please don't disturb my life anymore. After saying this, Dong Chen got into the driver's seat with an expressionless face. He ignored Hu Jingjing, who was still crying loudly, and drove the car out of the underground parking lot. People do make mistakes. Some mistakes may be made out of ignorance, some may be intentional, some may be minor, and some may be fatal. But no matter what, whether it is out of ignorance or intentional, we should pay for the mistakes we make. Everyone has a bottom line in their heart, and Dong Chen is no exception. If Hu Jingjing does not touch this bottom line, then Dong Chen is still willing to give her a chance to reform. However, Hu Jingjing happened to touch Dong Chen's bottom line, so no matter how she begged or how pitiful she pretended, Dong Chen would never forgive her. Around 6:30 p.m. Provence Weston Restaurant. Dong Chen pulled out a chair very gentlemanly, and after Yang Chen sat down, he slowly walked over to sit opposite her. Mr. Dong, the menu is here. Take a look at what you like to eat. Yang Chen handed the menu on the table directly to Dong Chen. Dong Chen smiled and waved his hand and said, just give me a steak, as for the rest, you can order some. Yang Chen hesitated for a moment, then took the menu and ordered 7 or 8 dishes in one go. Finally, she waved to the waiter and said, waiter, open me another bottle of Romanée Conti from 1990. Okay, miss, please wait a moment. The waiter bowed slightly to Yang Chen, then retreated with the menu. Yang Chen had obviously dressed herself up carefully tonight. She was wearing a medium-length white thin coat with the buttons unbuttoned, leaving it open, revealing a black bra underneath. The bra is indeed very sexy, exposing her neck, collarbone, and entire slender waist to the air. She wore a pair of tight black jeans on her lower body, which perfectly outlined her long legs. She was wearing a pair of black high-heeled sandals, and her 10 toes, painted with red nail polish, were playfully exposed. In addition, Yang Chen also put on exquisite makeup. The bright red lipstick made her lips look particularly sexy. Her long hair was also tied behind her head, making her look more mature. Mr. Dong, I still don't know what you do. Yang Chen suddenly set her eyes on Dong Chen's face. Har, I'm currently working as the deputy general manager of the Vienna International Hotel. Dong Chen told the truth. Vienna International Hotel? That's a famous 5-star hotel in this city. You became the deputy general manager of the hotel at such a young age, it's really enviable. Yang Qian's charming peach blossom eyes lit up again. Har, just a deputy general manager. There's nothing to envy. Dong Chen shook his head, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. It was obvious that Yang Qian was deliberately flattering him. How could Dong Chen not hear it? The chairman of the Vienna International Hotel seems to be a woman named Lin Weiwei. Mr. Dong, are you familiar with Lin Weiwei? Yang Qian suddenly asked with a blink of her eyes. Dong Chen's eyes narrowed instantly. Yang Qian had just inquired about his work and now wanted to inquire about his interpersonal relationships. Would she also want to inquire about his family background later? Lin Weiwei is my sister. Dong Chen stared at Yang Qian with a half smile and said, Miss Yang, what else do you want to ask? Ask them all at once. Yang Qian couldn't help but blushing. She stroked her hair shyly and said, Mr. Dong, do you have a girlfriend? You're really rude. Dong Chen was immediately amused. Oh. I'm just curious. It's not a matter of personal privacy. Can you just satisfy my curiosity? Yang Qian looked at Dong Chen with a pitiful look. Dong Chen shook his head, not knowing whether to laugh or cry, and then said casually, I don't have a girlfriend, can you rest assured now? What do you mean I can rest assured? Yang Qian's pretty face couldn't help but turn red again. Huh? There seems to be something on your face. Dong Chen suddenly pointed at Yang Qian's face, with a hint of surprise in his tone. Yang Qian hurriedly reached out and touched her face, then quickly took out a small mirror from her bag and started looking at herself in the mirror. Where is the thing? Yang Qian asked puzzledly. That's it. There are two sunken things on the corners of your mouth when you smile. Dong Chen replied while suppressing his smile. Yang Qian looked at herself in the mirror again, and finally couldn't help but rolled her eyes at Dong Chen and said, Come on, these are dimples. Har har, there's no wine in your dimples, but I'm drunk like a dog. Dong Chen said this seriously. Puff. At this moment, Yang Qian was stunned for a moment, and then couldn't help laughing out loud. Chapter 31 Kidnapping. Provence Western Restaurant. Dong Chen and Yang Qian got along better and better as they talked, and before they knew it, the dinner was spent in a pleasant atmosphere. After the meal, Yang Qian went to the bathroom and paid the bill directly. Dong Chen didn't say much because he really didn't have much money left in his pocket. All 10 billion renminbi was used to buy office buildings and villas. His salary has not been paid yet and Lin Weiwei has not given him any pocket money. At this moment, Dong Chen only has 2,000 renminbi left in his WeChat account. Poor baby. When Dong Chen and Yang Qian walked out of the restaurant, Dong Chen suddenly said to Yang Qian, we all drank a little tonight, why don't we not drive? Then what should we do? Yang Qian was slightly stunned, and then a blush appeared on her pretty face. Dong Chen suddenly held Yang Qian's hand and said with a sly smile, since we can't drive home, let's go find a hotel nearby and have a good night's rest, right? Yang Qian did not refuse Dong Chen's offer of hand-holding, but was shocked by what Dong Chen said. Don't drink and drive, and don't drive after drinking. What if something unexpected happens on the road? Well, do you think what I said makes sense? Dong Chen asked seriously. Silence, no words. Yang Qian's pretty face seemed to be getting redder and redder. After hesitating for a few minutes, Yang Qian said to Dong Chen in a very soft voice, okay. Dong Chen's eyes lit up instantly, and he was about to pull Yang Qian straight to a hotel across the street, but at this moment, a cheerful ringtone came from his pocket. Ding ling ling. The ringing sounded urgent, but Dong Chen was very annoyed. He took out his cell phone and looked at the caller ID. Unexpectedly, it was Li Yang's name on it. Hello? Sister Yang. Dong Chen quickly answered the call. Dong Chen, don't worry about me, call the police. Dong Chen had just said a sentence when Li Yang's terrified scream came from the other end of the phone. Immediately afterwards, Li Yang's phone seemed to be snatched away by someone, so Dong Chen naturally did not hear clearly what she said next. Hello? Are you Dong Chen? A strange man's voice soon came from the other end of the phone. Who are you? What did you do to Li Yang? Dong Chen's face turned ugly in an instant, and his tone also became gloomy. Listen to me, kid. Li Yang is in our hands right now. Don't call the police, otherwise I can't guarantee her personal safety. What on earth do you want to do? Har har, I'll give you 1 hour. Please come to the abandoned warehouse at number 148 Tancheng Road by yourself. We'll be waiting for you here. Remember, don't call the police. Otherwise, I'll make you regret it for the rest of your life. Beep. After saying this, the strange man immediately hung up the phone. When Dong Chen called back, Li Yang's phone was turned off. What's going on? How did Li Yang get kidnapped? Also, the robbers did not ask for ransom, nor did they make any excessive demands. They just specifically asked Dong Chen to meet them alone. Could it be that Wang Bin is here to seek revenge? Perhaps because she saw Dong Chen's face was a little ugly, Yang Chen suddenly asked in a concerned tone, "Mr. Dong, what happened?" Dong Chen put his phone back into his pocket, then gave Yang Chen an apologetic look and said, "I'm sorry, Yang Chen, something suddenly happened here, I have to rush over to deal with it now." Although a little surprised, Yang Chen did not show any dissatisfaction. She only reminded Dong Chen very considerately, asking him to be careful on the road and not to drive too fast. Finally, she straightened his messy collar for him. Dong Chen is really depressed. It seemed that he was about to have an in-depth emotional exchange with Yang Chen, but at such a critical moment, a Cheng Yao Jin suddenly appeared halfway. "Damn it! You kidnappers, just wait for me. You dare to ruin my good deeds, you will be in trouble soon." In the end, Dong Chen could only get into the car with hatred, and drove away in the reluctant eyes of Yang Chen. 10:30 p.m. Dong Chen followed the navigation in the car and arrived at number 148 Tancheng Road. Sure enough, an abandoned warehouse appeared in front of him, but there were lights on in the warehouse, and he could even vaguely hear people talking inside. "Enter?" "Still not coming in." To be honest, Dong Chen, who had calmed down, did feel a little scared, because he didn't know if the gangsters had guns. If they had guns, walking into the warehouse would be a death sentence. What to do? Seeing that the 1 hour time was almost up, Dong Chen was really worried about Li Yang's safety, so he could only grit his teeth, then opened the car door and got out. Squeak! After pushing open the door of the warehouse, Dong Chen's sight immediately fell on the center of the warehouse. There was a sofa in the middle of the warehouse, and Li Yang was sitting on it. However, her body was tied up with a rope and her mouth was sealed with tape, so she could only look at Dong Chen with anxious eyes, and her face was full of worry. Next to Li Yang sat a man with his right hand in a plaster cast. When the man turned around, Dong Chen recognized him immediately. Yes. He was Wang Bin. In addition, there were 7 muscular strange men sitting or standing in the warehouse, especially a man with a braid sitting on a gasoline barrel. This guy actually brought a hint of danger to Dong Chen. Fortunately, these people did not carry guns, and not even ordinary controlled knives. Although Li Yang looked a little disheveled, she did not seem to have suffered serious injuries. Call. At this moment, Dong Chen couldn't help but let out a long sigh, and then strode into the warehouse. "Dong Chen, you are really courageous. No wonder your cousin Li Yang is so infatuated with you." Wang Bin suddenly stood up from the sofa. Dong Chen looked at Li Yang, then fixed his gaze on Wang Bin's face and asked, "Did you slap Li Yang?" Wang Bin was slightly stunned when he heard this, and then he became angry and said, "So what if I beat her?" "I'm telling you, Dong Chen. Not only am I going to beat her today, I'm also going to cripple you." "Really?" Dong Chen smiled slightly, then turned his attention to the braided man and said, "Based on the person you invited, a transvestite with a big braid. What did you say? How dare you scold our brother leopard? Are you tired of living? Are you looking for death?" The man with braids hadn't opened his mouth yet, but the other minions couldn't help but start shouting. They all glared at Dong Chen, and there was even a burly man who rolled up his sleeves, as if he was ready to come forward and give Dong Chen a severe lesson. "Shut up." The man with braids finally spoke. "Quiet." The warehouse suddenly fell into silence. It seemed that everyone was afraid of this man with braids. When he started talking, no one dared to say a word. "Are you the young man who is fighting 20 people alone?" The man with braids looked at Dong Chen's face. Dong Chen narrowed his eyes slightly, and then slowly said, "I have never met you, let alone made enemies. Why did you kidnap my friend?" "Har har, I didn't kidnap that woman." The man with braids suddenly laughed strangely. He stared at Dong Chen with the eyes of a prey and said, "I just want to have a one-on-one fight with you. As for the rest, it's none of my business." "Oh? You just want to fight with me?" A strange look suddenly appeared on Dong Chen's face. "Yes, I just want to fight with you." The man with braids jumped down from the gas barrel and started moving his wrists. Chapter 32 Battle. "Come on, Brother Leopard. Kill this kid. Brother Leopard will win. Brother Bao, don't hold back, just beat this guy down. Kill him." A group of minions started clamoring again, and in this empty warehouse, their voices were almost as loud as a loudspeaker. Suddenly, the man with braids stepped on his feet and rushed towards Dong Chen like a cannonball. At the same time, he raised his fist, and the fist shadow seemed to carry 1,000 pounds of force and hit Dong Chen's head directly. Master! This is a real martial artist. If you don't take action, it's fine. But if you take action, it will take someone's life. Faced with the sudden attack from the man with braids, Dong Chen did not move at all, and did not even blink. He just stood there quietly, as if he had turned into a wooden man. At this moment, Li Yang's eyes widened instantly, and her heart was in her throat. Mum? Li Yang only made rapid hesitating sounds, as if she was trying to remind Dong Chen to quickly dodge the punch from the man with braids. But Dong Chen remained unmoved until the fist shadow was only an arm's length away from him, then Dong Chen finally moved. He just lightly threw out a Tai Chi step, not only avoiding the punch of the man with braids, but even sticking to his side, and then slapping him in the ribs. The man with braids blocked Dong Chen's palm with his elbow, then raised his right leg and kicked Dong Chen hard. Dong Chen made another Tai Chi move, and moved around to the other side of the man with braids, then he chopped him down with another palm. The man with braids turned around to block again, and Dong Chen continued to change position to attack. In just a few seconds, the two had already exchanged several moves, and both sides were very fast, just like they were in a movie. So wonderful! The group of minions even forgot to breathe, their eyes fixed on the actions of the man with braids and Dong Chen. No one dared to breathe at this time. However, the evenly matched situation soon passed. When Dong Chen slowly slapped out with his palm, the man with braids was actually slapped away. Bang! The braided man who fell to the ground quickly got up again. He looked at Dong Chen with a surprised look and said, "You kid actually cultivated internal strength." "Oh? Could it be that you have also cultivated internal strength?" Dong Chen's eyelids twitched slightly, and his eyes became alert when he looked at the man with braids. Silence, no words. The man with braids did not answer Dong Chen's question. He just made a strange offensive posture. The next second, a sharp aura rushed out from him. Damn it! This guy really has inner strength. However, the braided man's internal strength was not that strong. At least in Dong Chen's opinion, the braided man's internal strength was still far behind his. Just when Dong Chen was slightly stunned, BNZ suddenly shouted, then used a strange move and slashed towards Dong Chen with lightning speed. Under everyone's nervous gaze, Dong Chen moved. He took 3 light steps. Although his speed was not very fast, he was close to the man with braids in the blink of an eye. Drink! The next second, Dong Chen slowly performed a starting move that no one could understand. At this moment, Dong Chen's aura suddenly reached its peak. Swish! The man with braids chopped down at Dong Chen with great force and brutal moves, and he didn't hold back at all. Even if he wanted to stop, it was impossible. Snort! Dong Chen snorted coldly, and then he shook his wrist, and a strange rhythm that was sometimes fast and sometimes slow was casually played out by him. Bang! Dong Chen's wrist immediately blocked the palm wind from the man with braids, and the scene seemed to be frozen at that second. Then, Dong Chen rotated his palm, turned his wrist, and then all the strength of the man with braids was removed. The palm wind stopped. The man with braids was also stunned. But Dong Chen did not stand there in a daze. After removing the palm wind from the man with braids, Dong Chen attacked like lightning. He punched out and hit the man with braids directly in the chest. Bang! Puff! The man with braids flew backwards again, but this time, he flew backwards with blood spitting out of his mouth. Brother Leopard! Brother Leopard, how are you? Asshole! How dare you hurt Brother Leopard? Brothers, let's fight him. Let's go together. After the man with braids fell heavily to the ground, the group of minions suddenly exploded. Someone shouted, but except for Wang Bin, the other 6 minions all pounced on Dong Chen. Court death! Dong Chen snorted coldly again, then quickly rushed towards the group of minions, and used his hands and feet to perform a series of Tai Chi punches. Don't want. The man with braids lying on the ground shouted loudly, but even if he wanted to stop Dong Chen, it was too late. Bang, bang, bang. After just a few seconds, all 6 minions were knocked to the ground by Dong Chen, but Dong Chen did not stop his attack. He turned around and rushed towards Wang Bin, who was still in a daze. Bang! Without any surprise, Wang Bin was knocked to the ground by Dong Chen. However, Dong Chen did not stop. He quickly raised his right leg and stomped on Wang Bin's legs and left hand 3 times, breaking them all. Oh! Wang Bin's screams were heard in the warehouse. At this moment, the 6 minions lying on the ground couldn't help but shiver together. After doing all this, Dong Chen didn't even look at Wang Bin. He just walked quickly to Li Yang and untied the rope tied around her. Dong Chen, woo-woo. When the rope was untied, Li Yang immediately reached out and hugged Dong Chen, and burst into tears. The frightened eyes, the tearful face, and the trembling body made Dong Chen feel heartbroken. "Don't be afraid, I'm here. No one can bully you." Dong Chen could only pat Li Yang's back and whisper words of comfort. After half a day, Li Yang's emotions finally stabilized. Perhaps because she found herself hugging Dong Chen tightly, Li Yang couldn't help but blushing, and then she let go of her hands embarrassedly. "Sister Yang, what should we do with this guy?" Dong Chen suddenly pointed at Wang Bin, who was lying on the ground, and then looked at Li Yang with a questioning look. Li Yang glanced at Wang Bin, who was still wailing, and a trace of pity seemed to flash in her eyes. She hesitated for a moment and said, "Dong Chen, forget it. He is already in such a miserable state. Let's go home quickly, shall we?" Dong Chen smiled bitterly and sighed. He walked up to Wang Bin and said condescendingly, "I'll give you one last chance. If there is a next time, no matter who comes to plead for you, I will kill you without hesitation. I'm sorry, I won't dare to do it again." Seeing Wang Bin's horrified expression, Dong Chen smiled disdainfully, then turned to look at the braided man and said, "Brother Braid, do you want to fight me again?" Man with Braids. Chapter 33. Stay. Around 12 midnight. Dong Chen sent Li Yang to the downstairs of her house. Perhaps because she was frightened, Li Yang insisted that Dong Chen send her back to the room, and kept holding his arm and refused to let go, which made Dong Chen laugh and cry for a while. In the end, he could only nod and agree. Li Yang was still wearing the same black professional suit today, with a white shirt on the upper body, a black hip skirt on the lower body, and a pair of black stockings on her legs, which looked very pleasing to the eye. When the two went upstairs, Li Yang walked in front and Dong Chen followed behind her, so as long as Dong Chen raised his head slightly, he could immediately see Li Yang's plump buttocks twisting. Hiss! So feminine. Although Li Yang is not young anymore, her charm is even stronger and she is totally incomparable to those young girls. It should be a rare enjoyment to hold such a woman in your arms, right? Oh my god! What was he thinking? Was he aroused by that little devil Yarn Chen tonight? How could he have such inappropriate thoughts about Li Yang? Stop it now. Li Yang's residence is a 2-bedroom, 1-living-room house. Dong Chen just raised his eyes and glanced at the living room. A dry and elegant atmosphere immediately came into his eyes. There was even a faint fragrance floating in the room. Dong Chen, come and put on these slippers. Li Yang took out a pair of brand new slippers from the shoe cabinet and put them in front of Dong Chen. Okay, thank you. Dong Chen quickly said politely. What kind of tea would you like? Casual. Then go sit in the living room for a while. There is some fruit on the coffee table. I just bought it this morning. Can I peel an apple for you? No, I can do it myself. Dong Chen sat on the sofa in the living room, picked up the fruit knife on the coffee table, and started peeling an apple. Li Yang turned and walked into the kitchen, and quickly made 2 cups of hot tea and brought them to the living room. Seeing this, Dong Chen quickly reached out to take the cup of hot tea handed to him by Li Yang, and handed her a peeled apple and said, "Sister Yang, here, I just peeled it." Huh? Don't you want to eat it yourself? Li Yang looked up at Dong Chen, but did not reach out to take the apple. You eat first, and I'll peel another one for myself. Dong Chen said with a smile. Har, thank you then. Li Yang smiled faintly, then reached out to take the apple handed over by Dong Chen. Next, the two sat side by side on the sofa. Li Yang ate the apple in small bites, while Dong Chen continued to peel a new apple with a fruit knife. The living room was quiet and the atmosphere was very peaceful. After half a day, Dong Chen raised his wrist to check the time. Perhaps he felt it was too late and it was inappropriate for a grown man like him to stay in a woman's home, so he stood up and prepared to say goodbye. But Li Yang never expected that she would quickly say, "Dong Chen, can you stay tonight? I'm a little scared staying at home alone." Dong Chen was slightly stunned and was about to say something, but a flash of lightning suddenly appeared outside the window, followed by a dull thunder, and then it started to rain. Crash! The rain came so quickly and heavily that it even made the windows in Li Yang's house rattle. Damn it! Why is it raining at this time? Does God also want Dong Chen to stay overnight at Li Yang's house? At this moment, the corners of Li Yang's mouth curled up slightly, and she tilted her head and said, Dong Chen, it's raining so hard outside, why don't you stay with me? Dong Chen's face suddenly showed a helpless expression. He hesitated for a moment, then nodded and said, okay, I'll stay tonight. After saying this, Dong Chen suddenly couldn't help blushing. He always felt that the conversation he had just had with Li Yang seemed a bit ambiguous. However, there was no expression of abnormality on Li Yang's face, so Dong Chen forced himself to shake off the random thoughts in his mind, sat back on the sofa, and picked up another apple to peel it. Clatter. It was still raining heavily outside, and Dong Chen, who was lying on the sofa, became a little uneasy at the moment. Clatter. The sound of a shower spraying came from the bathroom. Li Yang was taking a shower inside. This was why Dong Chen was so uneasy. After an unknown amount of time, Dong Chen felt someone gently pushing his shoulder, and at the same time, a gentle voice came to his ears. Dong Chen, it's easy to catch a cold if you sleep in the living room. Why don't you go to the bedroom to rest? Li Yang shook Dong Chen's shoulders, then sat down next to him. Dong Chen subconsciously sat up from the sofa, but when he turned to look at Li Yang, he found that she was only wearing a bath towel. The petite shoulders, the white neck, the delicate collarbones, the deep cleavage on the chest, the slender legs, all appeared in front of Dong Chen. I'll go wash up first, and then go back to my room to sleep. Dong Chen quickly retracted his gaze and hurried to the bathroom. Li Yang didn't say anything, but just glanced at Dong Chen's back calmly, but the corners of her mouth slightly raised again, and even a hint of inexplicable brilliance flashed in her eyes. Crack! Dong Chen walked quickly into the bathroom, but just as he closed the door, he caught a glimpse of a pile of dirty clothes on the sink out of the corner of his eye. On the top was a pair of black pantyhose, which seemed to be a little loose in the middle. Below it was a set of dark red underwear with lace, and below that was a white shirt and a hip skirt. Damn it! Is this the clothes Li Yang just changed out of? Why are they all thrown here? Dong Chen was stunned for a full minute. He didn't know if it was because his head was hot, but as if possessed by a ghost, he slowly walked to the sink and finally reached out to grab the black stockings. When he touched the stockings, Dong Chen's cheeks were actually very hot. Except for his ex-girlfriend Hu Jingjing, Dong Chen had never had contact with other women, let alone touching a woman's underwear. Isn't it a bit shameless to do this? Never mind, no one saw it anyway. Be shameless if you want to be shameless. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Dong Chen seemed to be possessed, pinching Li Yang's stockings and was reluctant to let go. But at this moment, an accident suddenly happened. There was a slight click sound, and the bathroom door was suddenly pushed open. Then, Li Yang's head poked in from outside the door. Dong Chen, I'm coming in to get something, you. Li Yang hadn't finished her words yet, and the next second, she was stunned where she was. Awkward. Capital embarrassment. Dong Chen stupidly pinched the black stockings, then looked at Li Yang stupidly, and his whole body was petrified in an instant. Damn it. How the hell do I explain this? It's so embarrassing. Chapter 34 Applying Medicine. It's late at night and everyone is asleep. Dong Chen was lying alone on the bed in the small bedroom, tossing and turning but unable to fall asleep. When he thought of the embarrassing scene just now, Dong Chen's cheeks couldn't help but get hot again. Why is this happening? Li Yang actually caught me doing such an embarrassing thing. How can I have the face to see her in the future? At that time, Li Yang didn't say a word, but took away all the dirty clothes on the sink, of course, including the black stockings in Dong Chen's hand. During the whole process, Li Yang's face was extremely calm, without any change, as if she hadn't seen anything. Dong Chen even thought he was hallucinating. Could it be that Li Yang is angry? No matter which woman sees this scene, she would be angry, right? What should I do? Should I go and apologize to Li Yang? After thinking it over, Dong Chen finally took out his cell phone and tentatively sent a WeChat message to Li Yang. Sister Yang, are you asleep? Not long after, Li Yang replied to a WeChat message, not yet, what is the matter? Perhaps it was because he saw that Li Yang was willing to reply to his message and there was no hint of anger in her words, so Dong Chen gritted his teeth and sent another text message to Li Yang. Dong Chen, Sister Yang, I'm sorry. Li Yang, what's wrong? Why are you apologizing to me? Dong Chen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have touched your things just now. Don't get me wrong, I just drank a little bit of wine tonight and I felt dizzy at that time. Li Yang, har har, it's okay. Dong Chen, you are not angry, are you? Li Yang, do I look angry to you? Dong Chen, how about you beat me up to vent your anger? Li Yang, silly boy, how could I bear to hit you? Li Yang withdrew a message. Li Yang, I'm not angry, why should I hit you? Dong Chen was stunned. He clearly saw the message that Li Yang had just withdrawn. It clearly said, fool, how could I bear to hit you? But as soon as this message was sent, it was immediately withdrawn by Li Yang. If it were the previous Dong Chen, he might not care about the withdrawn news, but after practicing the scumbag manual, Dong Chen instantly understood Li Yang's thoughts. Why is there the phrase, hero saves beauty? Because when a hero saves a beautiful woman, the beautiful woman usually has no way to repay him but to give herself to him. Therefore, many scumbag men like to use the tactic of being a hero saving the beauty when picking up girls. Although the tactic is very crude and cliched, the effect is very ideal. Dong Chen has saved Li Yang twice, especially this time, when Li Yang was kidnapped to a remote warehouse, surrounded by strange men who were eyeing her covetously. At that moment, Li Yang must have been extremely desperate. But at this moment, a handsome, unrestrained Prince Charming suddenly appeared. He was wearing golden armor and standing on 7 colored clouds. He then defeated all the evil opponents with his tyrannical strength. Let me ask you, what girl wouldn't he be moved? Ding ding. Another WeChat notification sound came from the phone, which brought Dong Chen back to his senses. He lowered his head to look at his phone and found that Li Yang had sent him another text message. Li Yang, Dong Chen, can you come over and help me? Dong Chen, what's wrong? Li Yang, I have a little injury on my back and I can't reach it. Can you come over and help me apply some medicine? Dong Chen, huh? Was it the rope that strangled you? How about I take you to the hospital? Li Yang, it's just a minor injury, there's no need to go to the hospital. Dong Chen, then wait a minute, I'll be there soon. Li Yang, yes. 1 minute later. In Li Yang's bedroom. Dong Chen stood awkwardly beside the bed, and then looked awkwardly at Li Yang who was sitting on the bed, his face full of embarrassment, because Li Yang was only wearing a bath towel and probably had nothing on underneath. Sister Yang, where are you hurt? Dong Chen asked, touching his nose. I have already applied medicine to the wounds on my hands and body, but the wound on my back. I have to trouble you. Li Yang's pretty face seemed to turn slightly red. Dong Chen said with some blush, then how can I help you? You? Li Yang looked up at Dong Chen, then turned around without saying a word and slowly lay down on the bed. From Dong Chen's perspective, the small bath towel could not cover Li Yang's plump body at all. Especially after Li Yang turned around and lay down, her plump buttocks immediately lifted up the bath towel. After taking a deep breath, Dong Chen picked up a tube of ointment from the bedside table, then sat down on the bed and said, Sister Yang, what should I do now? If you untie the towel, you will naturally be able to see where the injury is. There seemed to be an indescribable sense of shyness in Li Yang's voice. Oh. Dong Chen was slightly stunned, and then said awkwardly, isn't this inappropriate? What's inappropriate? How are you going to help me apply the medicine if you don't lift it up? Li Yang lowered her head, and it was unclear what expression was on her face. Dong Chen. After hesitating for a while, Dong Chen took a deep breath again, thinking in his heart, this is really going to kill me. Forget it, she is a girl and she doesn't care, so why should I, a grown man, be so shy? Just lift it up. Dong Chen gritted his teeth, reached out and grabbed Li Yang's bath towel, then slowly lifted it up. Maybe because he was a little nervous, Dong Chen's hand slipped, and the bath towel that had just been lifted up fell back instantly. Damn it. Mistake made. It's a little embarrassing, but it's okay, we can do it again. Dong Chen simply grabbed the bath towel and pulled it hard, but the next second, Li Yang actually cooperated by lifting her body, so the whole bath towel was pulled off by Dong Chen. Awkward. It's capital embarrassment again. The atmosphere at the scene was extremely ambiguous, and Dong Chen even had cold sweat on his forehead. There were indeed 2 scars on Li Yang's back. The two purple red marks extended from the shoulders to the waist and were in a cross shape. This showed how tightly Li Yang was tied with the rope at that time. Of course, this is not the point. The point is that Li Yang had just finished taking a shower and was not wearing anything except that small bath towel. At this moment, Dong Chen saw everything he shouldn't have seen. Oh my god! What should I do? Dong Chen, can you be faster? Li Yang's voice, with a slight trembling, suddenly came into Dong Chen's ears. Oh, okay, I'll apply the medicine for you right away. Dong Chen said as he hurriedly opened the ointment. Yes, thank you. It's okay, it's just a small favor, no need to be so polite to me. Hiss. It hurts a little, can you be gentler? Oh, okay, I'll try to be gentle. Chapter 35 Lucky Card. Dong Chen's forehead was covered with cold sweat. It was the dead of night, a man and a woman were alone in a room, and the atmosphere was so ambiguous. How could Dong Chen not sweat? Although Dong Chen looked a little nervous, his eyes were focused. He pressed his fingers on Li Yang's back with gentle movements, and carefully applied the ointment evenly on the scar. This ointment is really soft and warm, and has a very good effect on most external injuries. Maybe because she felt the wound was a bit painful, every time Dong Chen's fingers pressed on the scar, Li Yang couldn't help but tremble slightly, and Dong Chen's eyelids would twitch violently. Cough cough. The situation is a bit dangerous. After finally finishing applying the ointment, Dong Chen glanced at Li Yang reluctantly, and finally gently covered her body with the bath towel. Okay? Li Yang asked suddenly. Ahem. It's done. Dong Chen replied after 2 dry coughs. Li Yang nodded slightly, wrapped herself in a bath towel, tilted her head and looked at Dong Chen and said, "Thank you. You're welcome. You really don't have to be so polite to me." Dong Chen waved his hands awkwardly, and then didn't know what to say. Li Yang did not continue speaking. Her facial expression remained calm, and there was no emotion in her eyes. Dong Chen was suddenly at a loss. After all, he had just touched, rubbed and pressed her body for a long time. At this moment, the air suddenly froze. Dong Chen really didn't know what to say. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll go back to my room and sleep. After half a day, Dong Chen finally couldn't bear this inexplicable pressure anymore and hurried back to the small bedroom next door. Looking at Dong Chen's departing back, Li Yang opened her mouth quickly but didn't say anything. It was not until Dong Chen's figure completely disappeared from her sight that a trace of resentment flashed across Li Yang's eyes and a look of loss appeared on her face. The next day, when Dong Chen got out of bed, it was already past 10 o'clock in the morning. Because today is Saturday and the hotel doesn't have much business, Dong Chen, the deputy general manager, naturally wants to enjoy the weekend, so he decided not to go to work today and just rest quietly at home for a day. When Dong Chen walked out of the small bedroom, Li Yang had already prepared a table full of breakfast and was waiting for him to eat together. The atmosphere became awkward again. When Dong Chen thought of the scene last night, he couldn't help but blush and feel hot. How could Dong Chen not know what Li Yang was thinking? But Dong Chen has his own ideas and concerns. After all, Li Yang is Lin Weiwei's confidant, and was sent by Lin Weiwei to assist him in his work. If Dong Chen eats Li Yang, how should he explain to Lin Weiwei? So, after hurriedly finishing his breakfast, Dong Chen immediately said goodbye to Li Yang and left her house. The sign-in time has been refreshed. In order to accumulate consecutive sign-ins, Dong Chen must return to Lin Weiwei's villa to sign in today. Around 11 a.m. Dong Chen returned to the Jingyuan Shueishu Villa district. Open the door, close the door, go upstairs. As soon as Dong Chen stepped into the bedroom, he couldn't wait to say silently in his heart, "I want to sign in." Swish! Another familiar white light flashed before his eyes, and the next second, a series of electronic prompt sounds rang in Dong Chen's ears. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for signing in successfully. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for obtaining 2 super power cards. Ding! The reward has been sent to their host's inventory, please check it. Dong Chen's eyes flashed with disappointment. Why is it another card? Is there no other treasure? After taking a deep breath, Dong Chen opened the system inventory. Sure enough, 2 different cards appeared in the first and second slots of the inventory. Invisibility card. After using this card, the user can become invisible, duration, 1 hour. Note, the card is a one-time consumable, please use it with caution. Lucky card. After using this card, the user can be blessed with luck, duration, 1 hour. Note, the card is a one-time consumable, please use it with caution. After reading these two detailed introductions, Dong Chen, who was originally a little disappointed, instantly became excited again. Stealth card. Can this thing really be invisible? If I could really become invisible, wouldn't I be able to go to the women's bathhouse? Pfft. What are you thinking? I'm a gentleman, how could I have such a dirty idea? As for the lucky card, what is its function? Is it just about making yourself luckier and then picking up a penny at any time while walking on the side of the road? Dong Chen took out the lucky card, and then he held it in his hand and looked at it over and over again. Finally, he gritted his teeth and said silently in his mind, "System, I want to use this lucky card." Swish! The lucky card in his hand immediately turned into a stream of light and penetrated into Dong Chen's body, and then, nothing happened. The light disappeared, nothing changed, Dong Chen was still the same Dong Chen, and he didn't pick up a penny on the side of the road. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Dong Chen blinked his eyes, then looked around. After making sure that nothing lucky had happened to him, he couldn't help but curse, "What the hell? Where's the lucky thing you promised me? System, I want a refund." Ding-ling-ling. At this moment, a cheerful ringtone came from his pocket. Dong Chen was slightly stunned, then quickly took out his mobile phone. The caller ID showed an unfamiliar number. After thinking about it, Dong Chen finally answered the call. "Hello? Is this Mr. Dong Chen?" A woman's voice came from the other end of the phone. "Yes, I am Dong Chen. May I ask who you are?" Dong Chen asked cautiously. "Hello, Mr. Dong. My name is Xie Yuan, and I'm Yang Qian's best friend." "Yes. She was the one who told me your phone number." After introducing herself, Xie Yuan immediately asked impatiently, "Mr. Dong, are the 3 office buildings you bought in Jingshu Longyuan available for rent?" This. "Mr. Dong, I am the sales manager of Xiangnan Shengshenhong Real Estate Agency. As long as you let me manage the office building, I promise that I will maximize your profits." Dong Chen never expected that after using a lucky card, he would receive a call from a real estate agency. Can this be called lucky? Nothing more to say, system, return the product immediately. However, just after Dong Chen and Xie Yuan discussed the details of the cooperation and signed a contract online, another strange phone call came to his mobile phone. This time, Dong Chen had just answered the call when a familiar female voice came from the receiver. "Vice President Dong, I have evidence that General Manager Zhang Yang embezzled public funds. Do you want it?" After hearing this, Dong Chen was stunned on the spot. He narrowed his eyes and asked in a deep voice, "Who are you?" There seemed to be silence on the other end of the phone, and then the other party said in a resentful tone, "Vice President Dong, have you forgotten about me so quickly? I am Zhao Chunmai, the finance manager you fired just the day before yesterday." Dong Chen. Chapter 36. Sudden change of mind. An hour later, the lucky card lost its effect. During this period, Dong Chen received a total of 2 calls, one from Yang Qian's best friend, and the other from the former finance manager of Vienna Hotel. Of course, compared to the first call, the second call gave Dong Chen an unexpected surprise. Zhao Chunmai said that she had an account book in her hand, which specifically recorded detailed evidence of Zhang Yang's embezzlement, misappropriation and corruption of public funds. However, Zhao Chunmai put forward a condition to Dong Chen, which was that Dong Chen had to spend 5 million renminbi to buy the account book, and the price could not be less than a penny. Although Dong Chen did not have 5 million renminbi at the moment, he agreed to Zhao Chunmai's conditions without hesitation, and even agreed with her on the time and place to conduct the transaction in person. After hanging up the phone with Zhao Chunmai, Dong Chen lay on the bed and thought seriously for a while, then raised his wrist to check the time, and finally hurried out of the house with a gloomy face. 2 p.m. sharp. Dong Chen came to a cafe in the city center. I saw him just find a seat, order a cup of coffee, and then keep looking at the time. In the morning, Dong Chen and Zhao Chunmai made an appointment to meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but Dong Chen waited and waited, but Zhao Chunmai never showed up. It was not until 2:30 in the afternoon that Dong Chen could not help but pick up his mobile phone and call Zhao Chunmai, but the phone prompt said that the other party's phone was turned off. At this moment, Dong Chen suddenly had a bad premonition in his heart. Where are the people? Why haven't you come yet? The phone is turned off. What is Zhao Chunmai doing? Dong Chen was anxious and could only wait patiently, but after waiting for an hour, Zhao Chunmai did not show up, and when he called her cell phone, it still said that it was turned off. Did something happen to Zhao Chunmai? Dong Chen felt more and more uneasy. After thinking seriously for a while, he picked up his mobile phone and called Li Yang. This time, Li Yang answered the call quickly. Hello? Dong Chen. Li Yang's voice seemed always so gentle. Sister Yang, there is no time to explain to you. Just tell me, where does Zhao Chunmai, the former finance manager of our hotel, live? Dong Chen asked quickly. Wait a minute, I'll turn on the computer and check it for you right away. After Li Yang said this, there seemed to be a sound of typing on the keyboard coming from the other end of the phone. Sister Yang, are you in a hotel? Dong Chen was slightly stunned. Well, I'm free at home anyway, so I might as well come to the office and work overtime. Li Yang replied casually. Dong Chen. I found out that the home address registered in Zhao Chunmai's file is Room 904, Building 3, Liyuan Community, Furong Road. Okay, I understand. Dong Chen, why are you looking for Zhao Chunmai? She is Zhang Yang's secret lover. What? Zhao Chunmai is definitely over 40 years old, while Zhang Yang is only 30 at most. There is a 10-year age difference between them, and the woman is 10 years older than the man. How can they still be together? Dong Chen really admires Zhang Yang. He will take a bite of any radish or vegetable. He has good teeth and a good appetite. He enjoys eating everything and is not picky at all. Despite knowing the secret relationship between Zhao Chunmai and Zhang Yang, Dong Chen still drove to the Liyuan community where Zhao Chunmai lived. However, when Dong Chen took the elevator to the door of room 904, he happened to run into a team of decoration workers coming in and out. Apparently they were renovating the house. As for the furniture and electrical appliances in the house, they had long disappeared, leaving only garbage on the ground and the renovation workers who were cleaning up the garbage. Master, please excuse me. I would like to ask where the family that used to live here is. Dong Chen stopped a decorator and asked. Moved away. The decorator glanced at Dong Chen and replied. Moved away? When did they move away? Dong Chen was slightly stunned. They moved out yesterday. The decorator replied impatiently, and immediately passed by Dong Chen carrying a bag of garbage. Dong Chen's face was gloomy for a while. He took out his cell phone and called Zhao Chunmai again. Unexpectedly, the following prompt tone came from the phone. The number you dialed is invalid. Damn it. All mobile phone cards have been cancelled? Is this the rhythm of preparing to escape to a foreign country? So Dong Chen called Li Yang again and asked her to check the files to see if Zhao Chunmai had any relatives or friends in Xiangnan City, and it would be best if she could get their contact information. However, after checking Zhao Chunmai's file, Li Yang helplessly told Dong Chen that apart from Zhao Chunmai's own address and contact information, the other party did not register the contact information of her family or friends. At this moment, Dong Chen's face turned ugly. He never expected that Zhao Chunmai would stand him up. But then again, what was the meaning of Zhao Chunmai's phone call this morning? Why did she tell Dong Chen that she had evidence of Zhang Yang's crime? After thinking it over, Dong Chen could only think of a reason that seemed funny but was actually very likely. That is, Zhao Chunmai and Zhang Yang had a conflict, and then Zhao Chunmai contacted Dong Chen, preparing to retaliate against Zhang Yang, but for some unknown reason, the couple suddenly reconciled, so Zhao Chunmai stood Dong Chen up. Damn it! Could it really be like this? When the lucky card came into effect, Zhao Chunmai and Zhang Yang suddenly had a falling out, and Zhao Chunmai took the initiative to contact Dong Chen. When the lucky card expired, Zhao Chunmai reconciled with Zhang Yang, and then she stood Dong Chen up. It makes perfect sense logically. It can't be that weird, right? Damn it. If I had known this would happen, I should have taken advantage of the fact that the lucky card still had some time left and immediately made an appointment with Zhao Chunmai. I might have gotten evidence of Zhang Yang embezzling public funds. Well, it's too late to say anything now, I regret it so much. Ding ling ling. Just when Dong Chen was secretly feeling upset, Li Yang called him again. When Dong Chen just answered the call, Li Yang on the other end lowered her voice and said, Dong Chen, I saw Zhao Chunmai in the parking lot. She has already got into Zhang Yang's car. Should I go over and take a look? R. Dong Chen was stunned for a moment, then he said, Sister Yang, follow them first, and don't let them find you. I'll be here soon to meet you. Okay, I'll drive right up to them now. Sister Yang, be careful and be sure to pay attention to safety. Well, I'll be careful. Don't turn off your phone, stay connected at all times. Okay. Chapter 37 Invisibility Card. 6 p.m. A high-end Western restaurant in Shonan City. Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai sat at a window seat, drinking red wine, eating Western food, and talking and laughing. They looked like a loving couple. Although Zhao Chunmai is a little older, she knows how to put on makeup. After putting on makeup, she looks no more than 30 years old. She is really a good match for Zhang Yang. Outside the restaurant, across the street, a red Cadillac was parked in a public parking space. I saw a beautiful woman sitting in the driver's seat. She was hunched over with her head tucked in, and from time to time she would look towards the Western restaurant opposite. Knock, knock, knock. At a certain moment, there was a knock on the Cadillac's window and the woman seemed startled. When she turned around and looked at the passenger seat, the door had been opened and a young and handsome boy got in. Dong Chen, you're here. Li Yang's face suddenly showed an expression of joy. Sister Yang, what's the situation now? Dong Chen asked in a low voice. Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai were having dinner in a Western restaurant. I didn't dare to follow them in, for fear of being discovered by them. Well, you did a great job. Dong Chen, why are you looking for this Zhao Chunmai? Huh? Zhao Chunmai called me this morning and said she had evidence that Zhang Yang had embezzled public funds, so. Dong Chen briefly told Li Yang what happened today. After listening to Dong Chen's narration, Li Yang's brows slightly frowned. The new finance manager didn't find any tricks in the company's finances. Zhao Chunmai is very capable and her account books are impeccable. Li Yang paused here, then looked at Dong Chen and said, Dong Chen, what are you going to do now? I don't know what to do. Anyway, let's keep an eye on them first. The fox will show its tail sooner or later. Dong Chen replied, touching his chin. Next, Dong Chen and Li Yang sat in the car silently, watching the couple in the restaurant silently until around 8 o'clock in the evening, when Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai walked out of the restaurant. Seeing Zhao Chunmai holding Zhang Yang's arm affectionately, and Zhang Yang even putting one hand on Zhao Chunmai's buttocks, Dong Chen became more certain of his guess that this pair of dogs and bitches had indeed reconciled. Soon, Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai got in the car, and Dong Chen immediately asked Li Yang to start the car, and then followed slowly. I thought this couple would go to a nearby hotel to get a room, but I didn't expect that a few minutes later, Zhang Yang drove the car back to their Vienna hotel. Damn it! Could it be that Zhang Yang wants to book a room in his own hotel? This boy is too brave, isn't he? However, Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai did not go to their hotel front desk, but took the elevator directly to the 29th floor. What is the 29th floor? The general manager's office, deputy general manager's office, secretary's office, and administrative office are all on this floor. Since Zhang Yang went to the 29th floor, he probably went back to his own office. Thinking of the call from Zhao Chunmai this morning, Dong Chen couldn't help but feel moved, and then he said to Li Yang, Sister Yang, you stay in the underground parking lot, I'll go up to check the situation. Dong Chen, what are you going to do? Li Yang seemed very worried about Dong Chen. Shall I eavesdrop on what they are talking about? I'm going too. No, two people will be easily discovered, I can do it alone. Then, you have to be careful. New. A few minutes later, Dong Chen secretly came to the 29th floor and sneaked to the door of Zhang Yang's office. At this moment, it was already past 9 o'clock in the evening. The entire 29th floor was in darkness, but only Zhang Yang's office was still lit. But the curtains in the office were drawn and the soundproofing of the room was very good. Dong Chen couldn't see what was going on inside, nor could he hear any sounds from inside, which made him very anxious. What to do? Just when Dong Chen was extremely anxious, he suddenly heard a soft click sound beside his ear, and then the office door was actually opened from the inside. Whoosh! Dong Chen reacted very quickly. The moment the door handle turned, he quickly hid under a nearby desk and hid his entire body. Patter, patter, patter. Zhao Chunmai walked out of Zhang Yang's office with a smile on her face, then pinched her butt and walked towards the bathroom, completely unaware of Dong Chen hiding under the table. After Zhao Chunmai walked into the bathroom, Dong Chen looked up at the open office door. At the same time, a bold idea emerged in his mind. System, I want to use the invisible card. Dong Chen said silently in his heart. Swish! A familiar golden light flashed before his eyes, and the next second, Dong Chen was surprised to find that his hands had disappeared. It's not over yet. After his hands disappeared, Dong Chen's feet, torso, and head also disappeared in an instant. No. They didn't disappear, but became transparent. Patter, patter, patter. At this moment, Zhao Chunmai suddenly walked out of the bathroom, and judging from her posture, it seemed that she was planning to return to Zhang Yang's office again. So Dong Chen crawled out from under the table without hesitation, and quickly walked into Zhang Yang's office before Zhao Chunmai. Although Dong Chen saw Zhang Yang sitting on the sofa as soon as he entered the office, he was not worried about being discovered by the other party. He just lightened his footsteps and walked carefully behind Zhang Yang. Sure enough, Zhang Yang didn't notice anything at all. He was seen leaning on the sofa, with one leg crossed and a cigarette in his mouth. He probably never dreamed that an invisible man would walk into the office. Crack! Zhao Chunmai also walked into the office and locked the door. Next, Zhao Chunmai, with a flattering smile on her face, walked quickly to Zhang Yang and sat on his lap. At this moment, Dong Chen couldn't help but widen his eyes, hold his breath, and his head was buzzing. Zhao Chunmai was seen holding Zhang Yang's neck with one hand and unbuttoning his shirt with the other hand, while she said in a coquettish voice, "Honey, are you anxious? I'll be here to serve you. Chunmai, I just like this sexy feeling in you." Zhang Yang quickly put out the cigarette butt, then put his arm around Zhao Chunmai's waist. Dong Chen was dumbfounded. He thought Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai came to this office to discuss something secret, but it turned out that they were actually discussing a secret affair. After a moment, Dong Chen's eyes suddenly turned, and he took out his cell phone and pointed it at Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai on the sofa. Chapter 38 Wonderful Video. Vienna Hotel. Inside Zhang Yang's office. Only 15 minutes had passed when the fight between Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai ended. However, Dong Chen also filmed all the details of the fight. Soon, Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai put on their clothes and cleaned up the scene with ease. Then, the two of them hugged each other and left the office, and took the elevator directly to the underground parking lot. Although he did not find any clues about the account book, Dong Chen took a video of Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai having an affair. Isn't this what they mean by trying hard but not having them bloom, but planting willows by accident but having them grow into a shade? After Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai left, Dong Chen also walked out of the general manager's office. However, he was still in invisible state. If he went to meet Li Yang in this state, she would definitely be scared. What should I do? System, can you end the effect of the invisibility card early? Dong Chen tried to say it silently in his mind. Quiet. It's so quiet all around. Dong Chen was still in invisible state, he still couldn't see his own body. Ding ling ling. At this moment, Dong Chen's cell phone suddenly rang, and Li Yang's name appeared on the caller ID. Dong Chen answered the phone, and Li Yang's slightly anxious voice came from the other end of the phone. Dong Chen, Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai have come down. They are in the car now. Why haven't you come down yet? I still have something to do, I can't come down for the time being. Dong Chen didn't know how to explain to Li Yang. Then should I continue to follow them? Li Yang asked again. Dong Chen stroked his chin and thought for a while, then said into the microphone of his mobile phone, "Forget it, there is not much point in following him, and it will easily expose myself. Then I'll come up to you." "No, just wait for me in the parking lot for a while, I'll be down soon." "Oh, okay." Dong Chen said he would be down right away, but this right away made Li Yang wait for more than half an hour. "There's nothing I can do." That bastard Zhang Yang was so useless that he ended the battle in just over 10 minutes, leaving Dong Chen standing there stupidly, waiting for more than 40 minutes before the effect of the invisibility card was exhausted. What a waste! When Dong Chen arrived at the underground parking lot and got into Li Yang's passenger seat, Li Yang quickly asked him, "Dong Chen, what did you overhear just now?" Dong Chen had a strange expression on his face, and then he said to Li Yang very calmly, "Although I didn't overhear anything, I did take a very important video." Video? Li Yang was slightly stunned, and then continued to ask, "What was recorded? Can you show it to me?" "Okay, take it and have a look." Dong Chen took out his mobile phone without changing his expression, and opened the video he had just taken for Li Yang to watch. Perhaps because he felt it was not exciting enough, Dong Chen deliberately turned up the volume to the maximum and even stuffed the phone directly into Li Yang's hand. "My dear, are you impatient? I will come and serve you well." Just when Zhao Chunmai said the first sentence in the video, Li Yang's hands trembled violently, and she even accidentally dropped her phone. Fortunately, Dong Chen was quick-witted and caught the phone in one hand. He showed a wicked smile on his face and then put the phone back into Li Yang's hands. Silence, no words. Li Yang, with a blushing face, couldn't help but glare at Dong Chen, but she didn't say a word. Instead, she lowered her head and watched the video carefully. The atmosphere in the car suddenly became ambiguous. Dong Chen also leaned his head over and watched the wonderful show in the video with Li Yang. Unconsciously, their breathing became a little rapid, and they could even hear each other's heartbeats. After more than 10 minutes, the video ended. Dong Chen coughed dryly, and then made a serious summary. Comrade Zhang Yan's physical fitness is a bit poor, probably due to lack of exercise. On the other hand, Comrade Zhao Chuanmei's performance is remarkable. Poochie? Li Yang couldn't help laughing. After a moment, Li Yang suddenly asked Dong Chen again, "What about you? How many minutes can you hold on?" "What? A few minutes?" Dong Chen glared, then turned up his nose and said, "Sister Yang, you underestimate me, don't you? It won't take an hour, I can't stop at all, you said that yourself." As if she was thinking of what happened in the restaurant that night, the blush on Li Yang's face that had just faded away instantly returned. "I was arguing with Liu Qian and I said that on purpose to make her angry," Li Yang said to Dong Chen with a blushing face. "Oh, I thought you knew my true fighting ability." Dong Chen showed a wicked smile on his face again. "Dong Chen, you..." Li Yang didn't seem to expect that Dong Chen actually had such a bad side. This made her surprised and happy. "Har har, I'm just kidding. Sister Yang, please don't be angry." Dong Chen quickly apologized with a smile. "Li Yang." Silence, no words. The atmosphere in the car seemed to fall into awkwardness again. After a moment, Li Yang stroked her hair and asked, "Dong Chen, what are you going to do now?" "Har har, of course I'll find a time and ask Zhao Chunmai out for a good chat." Dong Chen's mouth corners slightly raised. "Can you contact Zhao Chunmai?" Li Yang asked curiously. "Har har. Sister Yang, do you know how exciting the situation was just now? While Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai were doing that, I secretly opened Zhao Chuanmei's bag, and then used her phone to send a text message to mine." "Dong Chen, how did you unlock Zhao Chuanmei's phone?" "Just scan your face. Just hold your phone against Zhao Chuanmei's face and it will automatically unlock, right?" "R? Dong Chen, where were you hiding to spy on them?" "Har har. It's behind that sofa." Li Yang was really scared by Dong Chen. She had seen brave people, but she had never seen anyone as bold as Dong Chen. There was another thing that Li Yang also found very strange. If Dong Chen was really hiding behind the sofa, how could Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai not notice his existence? Judging from the angle of the video shooting, Dong Chen was indeed standing behind the sofa at the time, but this brings us back to the previous suspicious point. Dong Chen was standing so close to them and was holding up his phone to take pictures of them. Didn't Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai notice anything? Isn't this too unbelievable? Chapter 39 First Rent. Sunday morning. Dong Chen was sleeping soundly when he was suddenly awakened by the ringing of his cell phone. I picked up the phone in a daze and pressed the answer button. Immediately, a pleasant female voice came from the other end of the line. "Hello, Mr. Dong. Is it convenient for you to answer the phone now?" The other party's tone was quite respectful, and his attitude of speaking was also a little cautious. Dong Chen rubbed his sleepy eyes, then held the phone in front of him and so that the call was from Xie Yuan. "Well, Manager Xie, is there anything I can help you with?" Dong Chen said as he climbed up from the bed. "It's like this. First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Dong, because 30 floors of our office building have been rented out at once, and the rent for 1 year has been paid in one lump sum." Listening to Xie Yuan chattering on the phone, Dong Chen was completely confused, especially when he heard the number of more than 20 million yuan. Dong Chen almost thought he had met a scammer. "Manager Xie, are you sure that 30 floors of the 3 office buildings under my name were rented out in just 1 day? And the other party has paid all the rent?" Dong Chen asked in disbelief. Har har, yes, I'm very sure. Xie Yuan suddenly chuckled. Are there many people renting office buildings in Xiangnan City now? Dong Chen asked in surprise. In fact, we are lucky this time. Mr. Dong, do you know Huamao Building? Oh, I seem to have heard of this name. Har har, just the day before yesterday, the Huamao Building began to shake for unknown reasons. After inspection by relevant departments, it was found that the building was a shoddy construction and could even collapse at any time. Through Xie Yuan's explanation, Dong Chen finally understood why 30 floors of his office building were rented out so quickly. Luck really played a big role. Simply put, there is a commercial building near Jingshu Longyuan, but this building was found to be a shoddy construction. For safety reasons, all personnel in the building were evacuated urgently. Next, the merchants who evacuated from this building came directly to Jingshu Longyuan and rented Dong Chen's office building. Could all this be due to that lucky card again? What Dong Chen didn't know was that most of the people who were urgently evacuated from Huamao building contacted Xie Yuan's real estate agency and expressed their desire to continue renting an office building nearby to work. So Xie Yuan urgently contacted Dong Chen and quickly signed a commission contract with him. Then she contacted these people as quickly as possible and finally signed 30 rental contracts within one day. These are not the point. The point is that this 30-story office building directly brought Dong Chen 21.6 million yuan in rent. The average office rent is about 60 yuan square meter month, and each floor of Dong Chen's office building is 1,000 square meters, so 30 floors means 30,000 square meters. The annual rent adds up to 21.6 million yuan. After deducting the 2% handling fee charged by the real estate agency, Dong Chen received a total of 21,168,000 yuan in rent this time, and this was only the annual rent for 30 floors of office space. Looking at the bank transfer message on his mobile phone, the balance in his bank card suddenly increased by more than 20 million yuan. Dong Chen felt as if he was in a cloud and confusion. The more than 20 million is not the money in the black card, there are no restrictions on its use, and it will not be automatically cleared. It belongs entirely to Dong Chen, and Dong Chen can spend it however he wants. So, after receiving this huge sum of money, Dong Chen suddenly felt a little proud. Just imagine, Dong Chen owns 2 office buildings, which have 60 floors in total. According to the current rent, as long as all the remaining office buildings are rented out, Dong Chen will receive more than 60 million in rent a year. Just lying at home, motionless and doing nothing, with more than 60 million yuan coming in every year, how can Dong Chen not be proud? I won't say anything more. I'll just live my life like this and wait for death. After being excited for a while, Dong Chen suddenly remembered that he had not signed in today, so he quickly got up and washed until he was clean, then he went back to the bedroom and clicked on the sign-in system. Host, Dong Chen. Number of check INS, 6. Number of consecutive check INS at the same location, 6. Inventory, 010. Time remaining until next sign-in, midnight. Current status, available to sign in. After taking a deep breath, Dong Chen shouted expectantly, "System, I want to sign in." Swish. A familiar white light flashed before his eyes, and another series of electronic prompt sounds rang in Dong Chen's ears. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for signing in successfully. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for obtaining a special card and a pill. Ding! The reward has been sent to their host's inventory, please check it. Makeup sign-in card special card. After using this card, you can directly convert the extra sign-in times into consecutive sign-in times. Note, a makeup sign-in card can only be converted into one sign-in time. Disease Elixir, a magical elixir that can cure all diseases in legend. Note, this elixir can only work on living people, not on dead people. A makeup sign-in card and a disease-eliminating pill, this is what Dong Chen got for signing in today. There is no need to talk about the makeup card. Dong Chen had obtained this card once before and knew its specific function. However, this disease-removing pill made Dong Chen's eyes light up. Cure all diseases. Is it really that magical? If this pill is really as awesome as the system says, then Dong Chen can worship it like an ancestor. If I get a terminal illness in the future, I can just take this pill and regain a healthy body, hiss. I won't say anything more. From today on, this disease elimination pill will be my most precious treasure. People feel refreshed when good things happen. Good things happened to Dong Chen one after another, so he was naturally in a very happy mood. Dong Chen was seen humming a cheerful tune, making himself a hearty breakfast, and then picking up his mobile phone to send a MMS to Zhao Chunmai. As Dong Chen expected, Zhao Chunmai called him just a few minutes later. When Dong Chen pressed the answer button, Zhao Chunmai's voice came over immediately. "Who are you?" "Har har, Manager Zhao, have you forgotten about me so quickly? I'm the Vice President Dong who fired you the day before yesterday, Dong Chen." Dong Chen imitated Zhao Chunmai's tone and returned the lines to her exactly as they were. There was silence on the other end of the phone for a full minute before Zhao Chunmai asked, "Dong Chen, what do you want to do?" "Har har, I just want to ask you out for a meeting," Dong Chen said with a smile. "Time and place?" Zhao Chunmai asked briefly. "Har har, it's such a pleasure to talk to smart people." Dong Chen laughed. Chapter 40 Transaction. Although Dong Chen filmed the video of Zhang Yang and Zhao Chunmai's affair, he did not think that this video alone would make Zhao Chunmai betray Zhang Yang. It's a very simple truth. There is only one reason why Zhao Chunmai is hanging out with Zhang Yang, and that is for money. Zhang Yang is equivalent to a long-term meal ticket for Zhao Chunmai. If Zhao Chunmai betrays Zhang Yang, this long-term meal ticket will naturally be wasted. Therefore, after Dong Chen sent this video to Zhao Chunmai, he also offered her a sky-high price of 5 million yuan. His only purpose was to buy the evidence of Zhang Yang's embezzlement of public funds from Zhao Chunmai. On the other hand, Zhao Chunmai actually has a happy family. She has a husband who loves her very much and a son who is studying in college. If it weren't for the money, she would never have thrown herself into Zhang Yang's arms. Of course, deep down in Zhao Chunmai's heart, she didn't want her originally happy family to be broken apart because of this scandal, and Dong Chen was willing to give her a large sum of money. So, after weighing the pros and cons, Zhao Chunmai finally agreed to Dong Chen's request. It was noon. A high-end Chinese restaurant in Shonan City. Dong Chen and Zhao Chunmai were sitting in a quiet box. In front of them was a table full of delicious food, but neither of them touched their chopsticks. The atmosphere seemed a little awkward. After a moment, Dong Chen suddenly said with a smile, "Zhao Chunmai, I wonder if you brought the things." A look of vigilance seemed to flash across Zhao Chunmai's face. She pursed her lips and said, "Vice President Dong, I wonder if the 2 conditions you promised me count." "Har har, I, Dong Chen, always keep my word, and the person I want to deal with is Zhang Yang, not a small shrimp like you." Although Dong Chen's tone was arrogant, what he said did make sense. Zhao Chunmai was really not in his eyes. Zhao Chunmai hesitated for a moment, then said, "Talking is useless. I want to see the money first, and then I will give you the account book." "Okay. Give me your bank card number and I can transfer money to you now," Dong Chen said indifferently. "I don't want to transfer the money." Zhao Chunmai suddenly refused. Dong Chen was slightly stunned when he heard this, then he narrowed his eyes and asked, "No transfer? Then do you want cash?" "No cash either." Zhao Chunmai shook her head, and then continued, "There is a jewelry store in the mall next door. Go and buy me a pair of jade bracelets worth 5 million. The invoice, appraisal certificate and other things must be complete." Zhao Chunmai is indeed very smart. If Dong Chen chooses to transfer the money, he can get the money back at any time. If Dong Chen chose to pay in cash, not to mention that he would need to make an appointment with the bank in advance to withdraw such a large sum of money, which would be a waste of time, it would also be inconvenient for Zhao Chunmai to carry such a large amount of cash with her. So, Zhao Chunmai asked Dong Chen to give her a pair of jade bracelets worth 5 million yuan. These things are easy to carry, and as long as she has the invoice and appraisal certificate, she can sell the jade bracelets for money at any time. So, Zhao Chunmai is not stupid. How could a woman working in finance be a fool? Dong Chen didn't feel sorry for the money at all. After Zhao Chunmai made the request, he immediately ran to the shopping mall next door and spent 5 million to buy a pair of high-quality jade bracelets. Finally, he gave the jade bracelets to Zhao Chunmai without saying a word. After Zhao Chunmai received the jade bracelet, she handed the account book to Dong Chen on the spot, but Dong Chen couldn't understand the account book. So he could only keep Zhao Chunmai temporarily and didn't let her leave immediately. Dong Chen took out his mobile phone and took several photos of the account book. He then sent the photos to Li Yang and finally sat quietly in the box waiting. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Zhao Chunmai, who was sitting in the box, did not show any strange expression, but Dong Chen could not help but said, "Manager Zhao, I have another thing to ask you." Zhao Chunmai raised her eyelids and asked with a little vigilance, "Vice President Dong, what else do you want to ask?" "I'm very curious. Zhang Yang's father is the second largest shareholder of the Vienna Hotel. Why did he embezzle the hotel's public funds?" Dong Chen asked the question in his mind. Zhao Chunmai's face changed slightly, and she seemed to hesitate for a moment, but she finally told Dong Chen the reason. Zhang Yang lost a lot of money in futures trading a year ago, so he thought of embezzling public funds. Who knew that he would lose more and more money in the past year? Dong Chen also didn't expect that Zhang Yang would embezzle the hotel's public funds just because he lost money in futures trading. This guy is really a complete gambler. However, Dong Chen did not completely believe what Zhao Chunmai said. He lowered his head and thought for a while, then stared straight into Zhao Chunmai's eyes and asked, "Zhao Chunmai, let me ask you another question. What's the problem?" Zhao Chunmai stroked her hair. "Has Zhang Yang ever intended to kill Lin Weiwei?" Dong Chen asked shockingly. "What?" Zhao Chunmai seemed stunned. "I'll ask you again, has Zhang Yang ever attacked Lin Weiwei in secret with the intention of taking her life?" Dong Chen suddenly burst out with all his might, especially his pair of cold and ruthless eyes, staring at Zhao Chunmai until her entire back went cold. What is the murderous aura that often appears in novels? To put it simply, it is the sudden burst of a warrior's internal force that then forms a momentum. For ordinary people, this kind of momentum can bring them an absolute sense of oppression, and even some timid people may be frightened to the point of incontinence. Therefore, after Dong Chen unleashed his aura, Zhao Chunmai was indeed frightened. "Dong. Vice President Dong, I don't know either." Zhao Chunmai began to stutter. "You are his mistress, how could you not know what he is thinking?" Dong Chen narrowed his eyes and stood up from his seat in an instant. "Dong. Vice President Dong, I really don't know. At least when I was with him, I never saw him have any improper thoughts towards the chairman." Zhao Chunmai's body couldn't help but tremble. "Really?" Dong Chen stared at Zhao Chunmai's eyes, as if trying to judge through her eyes whether she was lying. Zhao Chunmai might have been frightened by Dong Chen's murderous intent. She patted her chest and said, "I, Zhao Chunmai, swear to heaven that if I told even a single lie just now, I will be struck by 5 thunderbolts and die a miserable death." Chapter 41 The Seductive Secretary. Afternoon. Vienna Hotel, Deputy General Manager's office. As Dong Chen walked to the door of the office, he saw Li Yan holding a rag in her hand, bending over and wiping the sofa in the office vigorously. Today, Li Yang is still wearing the standard professional attire: white shirt, hip skirt, black stockings, high heels. Since Li Yang was facing the office door and she was bending over, Dong Chen's eyes immediately fell on her collar. There was no way, Li Yang's collar was already open, and Dong Chen was not blind, so he could naturally see the dark red lace pattern inside at a glance. "Ahem." Dong Chen coughed twice, then walked into the office, pretending not to look around, and walked directly to Li Yang. "Vice President Dong, you're here." Li Yang raised her head and gave Dong Chen a spring-like smile. "Sister Yang. I'm not criticizing you, but from now on, all the dirty and tiring work should be left to the cleaners. As the secretary of the Deputy General Manager, why do you have to worry about these trivial matters?" Dong Chen criticized with a stern face. Har, I'm free anyway, so it's not a bad thing to move my body more." Li Yang smiled embarrassedly, then put down the rag in her hand. Dong Chen shook his head, not knowing whether to laugh or cry, then walked straight to his office chair and sat down. Next, he took out the account book that Zhao Chunmai had given him from his bag and began to read it page by page. Seeing this, Li Yang hurried over and closed the office door, then quickly walked to Dong Chen's side and asked, "Vice President Dong, did Zhao Chunmai really give you the account book?" "Yes, this is the one. Take it and have a look." Dong Chen handed the account book in his hand to Li Yang, and Li Yang immediately stood there and started flipping through it. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. When Li Yang looked through the account book from beginning to end, a look of excitement immediately appeared on her face. "Vice President Dong, that's right. With this account book, Zhang Yang is definitely finished this time," Li Yang said as she handed the account book back to Dong Chen. "Really? Why can't I understand this account book?" Dong Chen took the account book and flipped through it, but couldn't see any problem. Li Yang stroked her hair, bent down, stretched out a finger, and gently tapped a line of characters on the account book and said, "Vice President Dong, look here." Dong Chen looked in the direction Li Yang pointed and asked, "Here? What's wrong?" "Not here, but that line." Li Yang tapped the account book lightly and bent down again, her whole body almost sticking to Dong Chen's back. "This is a purchase payment that Zhang Yong personally signed and agreed to." Li Yang actually lowered her head, and then whispered softly in Dong Chen's ear, "This is recorded as the purchase of cleaning supplies, but the amount is frighteningly large. How could our hotel spend 5 million to buy a batch of cleaning supplies?" Dong Chen was sweating a little. It was not because of the huge amount of purchase money, but because Li Yang was too close. Dong Chen could clearly sense a soft and heavy mass pressing on his left shoulder. He knew without looking back that Li Yang had almost leaned on him. "Damn it! What's going on? It's only been 1 day since we last met, and Li Yang has actually learned to take the initiative to flirt with people." The expression on Dong Chen's face changed several times in a row. Finally, he pretended not to notice anything and let Li Yang lean on him. Perhaps because she saw that Dong Chen did not avoid or refuse, Li Yang instantly became bolder. "Vice President Dong, what are your plans next?" Li Yang suddenly turned her head, and her red lips brushed past Dong Chen's ear. "What the hell? Are you still pushing it further?" Dong Chen couldn't help but smile bitterly in his heart. Sister Yang, are you clearly trying to seduce me? Is the old cow ready to eat the young grass? Sister Yang, what do you think I should do next?" Dong Chen asked calmly. Li Yang smiled charmingly and said, "Vice President Dong, I suggest you hand this account book directly to the chairman and let her make the decision on this matter, right?" "Huh? Why?" Dong Chen couldn't help but ask curiously. Li Yang still leaned on Dong Chen, still bent over, and put her mouth close to Dong Chen's ear and said, "Maybe the chairman can use this incident to get a lot of benefits from Zhang Guanxin." Seeing that Li Yang's actions were getting more and more excessive, Dong Chen quickly coughed and said, Sister Yang, I'm a little thirsty. Could you please pour me a glass of water?" Li Yang's pretty face suddenly turned slightly red, as if she felt that she was a little too hasty, so she quickly stood up straight, and then said with a little embarrassment, "Okay, Vice President Dong, I'll go get you a glass of water." "Well, thank you," Dong Chen said with relief. Har, don't be polite to me. This is what I should do." Li Yang gave Dong Chen a smile, then turned around and poured water with a cup on the table. Li Yang walked directly to the water dispenser and bent down to get some water. Then, her plump buttocks suddenly raised up and faced towards Dong Chen. Dong Chen's eyes widened instantly. Their hips are wider than the shoulders, and the good car consumes too much fuel. How could that small hip skirt cover Li Yang's domineering figure? Dong Chen was even very curious about how Li Yang managed to fit herself into the skirt. Won't the skirt tear? Isn't the quality too good? After a while, Li Yang came back with a glass of water and handed it directly to Dong Chen, saying, "Vice President Dong, here you go." "Thank you." Dong Chen nodded slightly, then prepared to reach out for the cup of water. However, something unexpected happened. When their fingers touched each other, Li Yang's palm suddenly slipped, and the water cup that she was holding in her hand fell down immediately. Oops! After Li Yang let out a soft cry, the cup of water fell on Dong Chen's legs, and the water in the cup wet a large area of Dong Chen's pants. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, I'll wipe it off for you." Li Yang's face was full of panic. She squatted down quickly and wiped Dong Chen's pants in a hurry. She didn't pay any attention to the posture between the two of them. It was too ambiguous. Dong Chen sat on the chair, Li Yang squatted in front of him, and Li Yang stretched out her hands and wiped Dong Chen's legs randomly. If outsiders saw this scene, they would definitely cause misunderstanding. Dong Chen's face suddenly showed a trace of a helpless expression. At the same time, he was secretly cursing in his heart, "Damn it. If there is something to do, let the secretary do it. If there is nothing to do, don't wipe it randomly." Chapter 42, I'm on top. Dong Chen is very troubled. On the one hand, he really didn't want to have anything more than a friendly relationship with Li Yang, but on the other hand, he couldn't resist the other party's advances. After all, Dong Chen has never been seduced by a woman since he was a child. This fresh and exciting feeling really makes Dong Chen a little overwhelmed. After their wet body incident, under Li Yang's strong request, Dong Chen had no choice but to take off his trousers and hide in the lounge alone. Fortunately, this is a hotel and there is a hair dryer in every room. Li Yang quickly brought up a hair dryer and personally blew up Dong Chen's wet trousers. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Dong Chen, who was hiding in the lounge, locked the door tightly, as if he was guarding against Li Yang as if he were a thief, fearing that this woman would rush in without caring about her life and eat him up without leaving anything behind. About 10 minutes later, Li Yang knocked on the door of the lounge as expected, and Dong Chen immediately became nervous. Knock knock knock. Vice President Dong, I have dried your trousers. Now you can take off your inner pants and give them to me. Li Yang's voice passed through the door and directly into Dong Chen's ears. Dong Chen subconsciously looked down at his body, and a strange expression immediately appeared on his face. Where are the pants inside? I only have one pair of shorts left, and you still want me to take them off? Why do I suddenly feel like there is a dangerous aura approaching? Ahem. Dong Chen coughed twice, then said to Li Yang outside the door, forget about the pants inside, just hand me the long pants. How can I do that? Li Yang's voice seemed to rise several decibels. Wearing wet pants, how uncomfortable would that be? And it's easy for bacteria to breed. What if you get eczema or something? How can I let you live with it? Sister Yang, there's really no need. Vice President Dong, if you don't obey me, I'm going to be angry. Sister Yang, you. I'll count to 3. If you don't take off your wet pants, I'm going to call the chairman right now. Li Yang brought up Lin Weiwei's name, and Dong Chen had no choice but to obediently take off his last pair of pants, open the door a crack, and finally quickly hand the pants to Li Yang. Next, the sound of a hair dryer was heard from outside the door, but Dong Chen, who was leaning against the door, felt his cheeks getting hot. Perhaps out of curiosity, Dong Chen quietly opened the door a crack, then put his head closer, as if he wanted to see what expression Li Yang had. However, you don't know until you see it, and you will be shocked when you see it. Li Yang was seen holding Dong Chen's pants with her left hand, holding a hair dryer in her right hand, and then blowing the wet part of the pants carefully. These are not the key points. The key point is that every once in a while, Li Yang would pick up Dong Chen's pants, then carefully spread them out and smooth them out, as if she was worried that the pants would be wrinkled. What's even more outrageous is that when the pants were about to be blown dry, Li Yang actually pinched the pants and rubbed them on her face, as if she was feeling how dry the pants were. Damn it. Those are my buddy-ass underwear. Do you want to take advantage of this too? At this moment, Dong Chen's scalp was numb and his heart couldn't help but pound. About 10 minutes later, Li Yang finally turned off the hair dryer. She held Dong Chen's pants in her hands and gently pulled them. Finally, a satisfied smile appeared on her face. Vice President Dong, your pants have been dried. Can I bring them into you? Li Yang turned around and shouted to Dong Chen, who was hiding in the lounge. However, no one responded in the lounge. So Li Yang couldn't help but yelled again, Vice President Dong. Still no response. A strange expression flashed across Li Yang's face, and then she quietly walked to the door of the lounge and tried to push it. Unexpectedly, the door was pushed open immediately, and there was still no voice of Dong Chen from inside. At this moment, Li Yang's eyes suddenly lit up. She smoothed her hair and walked into the lounge without hesitation. After she entered the room, she even locked the door. This is a small compartment of less than 20 square meters. There is only a soft single bed in it, no stool or sofa, but there is a bedside table next to the single bed. At this moment, Dong Chen was lying on this bed, covered with a thin blanket, his eyes staring blankly at the ceiling, as if he was thinking about something, and he felt absent-minded. Li Yang walked to the bedside and called softly, Vice President Dong. Dong Chen's eyelids twitched slightly. Har, I thought you were asleep. Li Yang covered her mouth and chuckled. Yeah, I almost fell asleep. Dong Chen glanced at Li Yang and said, I have dried your pants, you can put them on now. Li Yang said as she picked up Dong Chen's pants. Will you help me put it on? Dong Chen suddenly said shockingly. Quiet. The lounge suddenly fell into silence. Li Yang suddenly raised her head and looked at Dong Chen. Unexpectedly, her eyes met Dong Chen's in midair. Then, a blush appeared on Li Yang's face, but she nodded gently and said, okay. Dong Chen. Next, Dong Chen didn't know how he put on his pants. In short, his eyes were always fixed on Li Yang, as if the only thing left in the whole world was Li Yang's slightly flushed face. Maybe it was the narrow space, dim lights, ambiguous atmosphere, all of these stimulated Dong Chen, so after Li Yang helped Dong Chen put on his pants, Dong Chen immediately hugged her in his arms. Smelling the perfume on Li Yang's body, feeling her body temperature on his chest and the softness on his legs, Dong Chen's heart was in turmoil and his mind was blank. In a daze, Dong Chen suddenly felt that his lips seemed to be blocked by something soft. He opened his eyes and saw that it was Li Yang who had leaned her head over and was kissing him gently. For some unknown reason, Dong Chen hugged Li Yang's waist tightly, but not long after, he put his hands on her hip skirt and even gently stroked it through the skirt. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Dong Chen, whose eyes had turned red and whose breathing had become disordered, suddenly picked up Li Yang and threw her on the bed. Then, Dong Chen quickly took off his shoes, climbed onto the bed in a few seconds, held Li Yang's hands, lowered his head and kissed her lips hard. Li Yang did not make any move to resist, but the blush on her face became more and more intense, her heartbeat became faster and faster, and even her body could not help but tremble slightly. At this moment, Dong Chen was really dizzy. Chapter 43 Traffic Jam. Night falls. In the office of the Deputy General Manager of Vienna Hotel, Dong Chen leaned against the head of the bed and lit a cigarette for himself. Looking at the rising smoke, his thoughts flew away without knowing where. After an unknown amount of time, Dong Chen looked down at Li Yang, who was curled up in his arms, and a bitter smile suddenly appeared on his face. How so? Impulse is the devil. I accidentally ate Li Yang. What should I do next? How can I explain this to Lin Weiwei? Perhaps noticing Dong Chen's tangle, Li Yang suddenly moved her body, then stretched out her hands and hugged Dong Chen's neck and said, "Chen, what are you thinking about?" "Sister Yang, I'm sorry, I..." Before Dong Chen could finish his words, Li Yang blocked his lips with a finger. "Silly boy, why are you apologizing to me?" Li Yang raised her head with a smile. "Sister Yang, I..." Dong Chen suddenly didn't know what to say. "I know what you're thinking." Li Yang smiled slightly, then buried her head in Dong Chen's chest and said, "Don't worry, sister doesn't need you to take any responsibility." Dong Chen. Perhaps seeing Dong Chen fall silent, Li Yang sighed and said, "I am a divorced woman, and I know that I am not worthy of you at all, but I just can't help but like you. Even if I can only be your mistress, I will be satisfied." "Sister Yang, you..." Dong Chen was stunned. "Chen, you saved me from danger twice when I was in the most dangerous moments. I can tell you very clearly that there is no room for another man in my heart." Looking at the emotional Li Yang, Dong Chen couldn't help but said, "Sister Yang, this is gratitude, not love. I'm not a 3-year-old child anymore. I can tell the difference between gratitude and love." Li Yang retorted without hesitation. Silence, no words. Dong Chen didn't say anything, and Li Yang didn't continue to confess. The two of them just lay on the bed hugging each other, and the atmosphere became awkward. After a while, Li Yang seemed to have thought of something. She trembled slightly, then hesitantly asked, "Chen, do you dislike me for being a divorced woman?" "No." Dong Chen shook his head. "So, you hate me?" Li Yang's voice began to tremble. "Neither." Dong Chen shook his head again. "Then, can I be your lover?" "Don't worry, I promise that I will not affect your life, and I will definitely listen to you." Li Yang raised her head and looked straight into Dong Chen's eyes. Quiet. The room fell into silence again. Li Yang's eyes changed from full of hope to disappointment and then to despair. Even when tears were about to flow out, Dong Chen finally spoke. "Okay, but my sister must not know about this," Dong Chen said, covering his forehead. "Chen, did you promise me?" Li Yang's eyelids trembled slightly. Dong Chen couldn't help but glance at Li Yang, and then he said with a smile, "We have to be careful in the future and not reveal any flaws. If my sister finds out, she will probably skin me alive." Boo! Before Dong Chen could finish his words, Li Yang pounced on him and kissed him hard on the lips. 8 p.m. Dong Chen and Li Yang left the Vienna hotel. Driving Lin Weiwei's limited edition Ferrari, carrying a mature and plump beauty, driving on the city's main road, feeling the evening breeze, Dong Chen couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. He hasn't found a girlfriend yet, but he has found a lover instead. Dong Chen couldn't really explain what this feeling was like. In short, he felt a little happy, a little worried, a little confused, and a little excited. Sister Yang, what would you like to eat tonight? Dong Chen suddenly turned his head and looked at Li Yang, who was sitting in the passenger seat. At this moment, Li Yang was holding a mirror and touching up her makeup. After hearing Dong Chen's question, she just smiled and said, "Whatever you want to eat, I'll eat with you. How about we go eat seafood?" Dong Chen suggested. Okay. Li Yang nodded, and then continued to touch up her makeup in front of the mirror. So Dong Chen turned the steering wheel and drove the car into a road with heavy traffic, but not long after, he encountered a traffic jam. This time was not the peak traffic period, but there was a long line of cars blocking the road. Passers-by said that there seemed to be a car accident ahead. As for how serious the accident was, Dong Chen had no idea what to do. There were so many cars around that Dong Chen was stuck in the middle of the road, unable to move forward or backward. Wanting to turn around and go back. That was a pipe dream. Sister Yang, it seems we won't be able to eat seafood tonight. Dong Chen looked at Li Yang with a little apology. It's okay, can we go out for a midnight snack instead? Li Yang replied with a smile. Are you hungry? Not bad, how about you? I'm already hungry. Hee hee. Then shall I order a takeaway for you? No need for that. Let's just wait. Maybe the road ahead will be open to traffic soon. 20 minutes later, Dong Chen was still stuck on the road. Just as he was hesitating whether to order some takeout to fill his stomach first, he heard a burst of urgent ambulance sirens from behind. An ambulance suddenly appeared on this crowded road. As you can imagine, the ambulance could hardly move. However, the concept of giving way to ambulances has been deeply rooted in the hearts of most drivers. Even on this congested road, experienced drivers still squeezed out a path and let the ambulance pass first. But there was a problem. The ambulance had finally moved to the side of Dong Chen's sports car, but it could no longer move forward even half an inch. It's not that everyone is unwilling to give way, but the vehicles blocking the way ahead are too dense and there is simply no extra space to give way. Soon, a middle-aged man jumped out of the ambulance and shouted loudly to the surrounding vehicles. Please everyone make way. My daughter is having a heart attack. If we don't rush to the hospital for emergency treatment, her life could be in danger at any time. Taxi driver on the left, please move to the side. Master on the right, can you move a little further to the side? What? Can't move. What should I do? Seeing the anxious expression on the father's face, passers-by cast sympathetic glances at him. There's nothing I can do. There was a car accident ahead, the entire road was blocked, and the ambulance was also stuck halfway, making it impossible to move forward. Alas! This father is so unlucky. Chapter 44, Rescue. 9 p.m. Dong Chen was still stuck on the road where the car accident happened, and next to him was the ambulance carrying the patient. However, the ambulance sirens had been turned off and a small space had been cleared around because a group of doctors rushed over and decided to rescue the patient on the spot. What surprised Dong Chen was that a cordon had been set up around the area, and many traffic police had rushed to the scene, and they were helping to maintain order. In addition, the doctors and nurses who arrived at the scene actually brought a lot of medical equipment. Everyone immediately plunged into the intensive rescue work without saying a word, and the atmosphere on the scene became extremely solemn. Since Dong Chen's sports car was right next to the ambulance, he and Li Yang saw the entire rescue process clearly. I saw a pale girl being carried down from the ambulance by medical staff. Then, the nurses brought several medical machines and piled them directly next to the girl. Although the scene was very chaotic, there was a female doctor wearing glasses in charge of the operation. Before long, all kinds of wires were plugged into the girl's body, and these wires were connected to the instruments. Beep, beep, beep. Suddenly, an instrument issued a rapid alarm, and the number on the instrument dropped rapidly, from over 100 before, to over 70 later, and then to over 40. This should be an electrocardiogram device. In addition, another instrument also sounded a rapid alarm, and the green light on it instantly turned yellow, but just 3 seconds later, the yellow light immediately turned red. Dong Chen really didn't know what this instrument was. Seeing this scene, the female doctor was so frightened that her legs went limp, and she immediately shouted loudly, "The patient's condition has worsened, quickly prepare the first aid tools." Wow! The nurses suddenly became flustered, some took needles, some took medicine, and 2 young nurses even carried a new instrument directly from the ambulance. In the chaos, The girl's father grabbed the female doctor's hand and asked, "Dr. Shu, what happened? Is my daughter?" The female doctor hesitated for a moment, then replied truthfully, "Mayor Xie, your daughter's heart rate suddenly dropped, and her blood pressure also dropped rapidly. I'm afraid she can't hold on any longer." "How could this happen? Wasn't she fine just now?" An anxious expression suddenly appeared on the girl's father's face. "Alas." The female doctor sighed, and then quickly explained, "Mayor Xie, your daughter suffers from a rare congenital heart disease, and this disease is almost incurable. She must undergo surgery to replace her heart." "Then quickly give my daughter a new heart. As long as you can save my daughter, I am willing to pay any price." The girl's father couldn't help but shouted. "Thank you, Mayor. It's not that we don't want to save people, but the conditions for surgery are not met at the scene. If it was in the operating room of the hospital, I would still have some confidence in saving people, but what do we do now? Alas. I'm afraid it's too late. In 5 minutes at most, your daughter might." Listening to the conversation between the girl's father and the female doctor, Dong Chen's face suddenly flashed with a trace of pity. At the same time, he also thought of his system inventory. There was also a disease-eliminating pill lying in it. This pill is a treasure. Cure all diseases. At least it's equivalent to a life-saving pill, right? Dong Chen originally planned to keep the pill for emergency use, but when he heard that the girl was about to die, he actually hesitated. To save? Or not to save? It's really a difficult problem. Everyone is selfish, and Dong Chen is no exception. The girl has no relationship with Dong Chen, so why should Dong Chen save her? Even if Dong Chen used this disease-removing pill today, how would he save himself if he encountered any disease in the future? In addition to himself, Dong Chen has 7 sisters. What if one of them also gets sick? How can Dong Chen save her sisters? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The scene was still in chaos, the girl's face was getting paler and paler, and the instruments were still issuing urgent alarms. Oh no! The patient's heartbeat is approaching 0. The patient's blood pressure dropped rapidly. The patient's pupils have begun to dilate. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get the adrenaline ready. Hurry up and bring the defibrillator over here, and be ready to deliver an electric shock at any time. Perhaps because she couldn't bear to see this scene, or perhaps because she was scared, Li Yang, who was sitting in the passenger seat, suddenly turned her head to the side and stopped looking at the girl's rescue scene. Dong Chen also turned his head, then looked at Li Yang with concern and asked, "Sister Yang, what's wrong with you?" Li Yang's pretty face flushed slightly. She stroked her hair and said hesitantly, I don't dare to look at this scene. Are you scared?" Dong Chen asked with a smile. Li Yang glanced at Dong Chen sheepishly and said, "When I was a child, I accidentally saw a dead person. I had nightmares for a month and this incident has become a shadow of my childhood." "Oh." Dong Chen was stunned for a moment, then asked, "What about now? Are you still feeling traumatized?" "Yeah." Li Yang nodded awkwardly. "Oh, so that's how it is." Dong Chen stroked his chin and pondered for a while, then smiled and said to Li Yang, "Sister Yang, don't worry, the girl won't die, you don't have to be afraid of anything." After saying this, Dong Chen immediately opened the car door and walked out. At the same time, he took out the disease-removing pill that was in the system inventory. That's right. Dong Chen plans to rescue people. The reason was ridiculous. Dong Chen just didn't want Li Yang to see the dead again, didn't want her to recall the shadow of her childhood, didn't want her to feel scared. That's all. "Chen, where are you going?" Li Yang also got out of the car. Although she was very scared of seeing a dead person, she still chased out of the car and quickly walked to Dong Chen's side. "Sister Yang, just wait in the car, I'll be back soon." Dong Chen patted the back of Li Yang's hand, then strode towards the first aid scene. "Li Yang." Dong Chen is very fast. He lowered his head and walked through the crowd until he came in front of the girl. Then he squatted down without saying a word, and in front of everyone's surprised eyes, he pinched the girl's mouth open and fed the disease-removing pill directly into her mouth. Simple, direct, and rough, without any drag, Dong Chen completed the whole set of actions in less than 10 seconds. The disease-curing pill is a treasure rewarded by the system. Not only does this pill melt in your mouth, but it can also exert its medicinal effect in an instant. So, when he saw the girl's face gradually turn red, Dong Chen couldn't help but smile. Chapter 45. My name is Lei Feng. What are you doing? Who are you? What did you feed the patient? Who allowed you to come closer? Dr. Shu, please come over here and take a look. I don't know what this person just fed the patient. Dong Chen's sudden intrusion made all the nurses on the scene stunned. By the time everyone reacted, the disease-eliminating pill had already been fed into the girl's mouth by Dong Chen. So, the nurses started to scold Dong Chen, and one angry nurse even grabbed Dong Chen's arm, as if she was catching a thief, fearing that he would run away after doing his bad thing. Dong Chen was so depressed. Brother, this is saving people, not harming them. Do you know that in order to save this girl, I even took out all my most precious treasures? In fact, Dong Chen had long anticipated that his behavior would be misunderstood, so he fed the disease-eliminating pill into the girl's mouth as quickly as possible before anyone could react. There was no way. The female doctor had said before that the girl would definitely not last more than 5 minutes. If Dong Chen had dragged on and hadn't been patient enough to explain to everyone, the girl would have died long ago. At this moment, Dong Chen, who had already saved the girl, didn't mind being misunderstood at all. As long as the girl was not dead and could survive healthily, wouldn't a misunderstanding be immediately eliminated? Patter, patter, patter. The female doctor named Shu ran over in a hurry, and the girl's father followed closely behind her. As soon as the two of them walked in front of Dong Chen, the female doctor loudly asked, "Who are you? What did you feed the patient just now? Why are you in such a hurry?" Dong Chen glanced at the female doctor in front of him, and then said calmly, "I'm not harming her. On the contrary, I saved her life. What's your attitude? You?" The female doctor raised her hand and pointed at Dong Chen. She was about to say something else, but the nurse's exclamations immediately came from the side. The patient's heartbeat has returned to normal. My blood pressure has returned to normal. The data displayed by all instruments seem to be normal. The patient's complexion has recovered and his breathing has stabilized. Awake! Awake! The patient actually woke up. The expression on the female doctor's face suddenly turned into a state of surprise. She turned her head quickly to look over, and the next second, a look of disbelief flashed in her eyes. The number on the electrocardiogram monitor instantly jumped back to over 100 from a dozen, and the red light on another unknown instrument turned directly into green. These are not the main points. The main point is the girl lying on the stretcher. She was originally in a coma, but now she opened her eyes and sat up directly from the stretcher. What's going on? The girl who was on the verge of death just now jumped up in the blink of an eye, and the data given by various instruments all showed that the girl's body had returned to normal. Isn't this too unbelievable? Dad, where am I? What are you doing? The girl soon saw her father standing next to the female doctor. She turned her head to look around and then struggled to stand up from the stretcher. "Xiao Wen, don't move, lie down quickly." When the father saw this scene, he was immediately shocked. He hurried to his daughter's side and pressed her shoulders, as if trying to stop her from standing up. The whole place was dead silent. The female doctors and nurses were all stunned. However, after a brief silence, the female doctor immediately rushed to the electrocardiogram machine and quickly squatted down to carefully check the instrument. "Dr. Shu, there is no problem with the electrocardiogram monitor. There is nothing wrong with the blood pressure monitor. The patient's body temperature has also returned to normal. Dr. Shu, what is going on?" A few minutes later, Dr. Shu examined the girl from head to toe. She frowned and thought for a while, and finally fixed her eyes on Dong Chen. How did you do that?" The female doctor's tone had changed from anger to surprise. "It's very simple. I saw that she was about to die, so I fed her a quick-acting heart-saving pill. I didn't expect that it actually saved her," Dong Chen said with a faint smile. "Quick-acting heart-saving pills? How is that possible?" The female doctor's face showed an expression of disbelief. "Anyway, the person has been rescued, so why do you care whether it is a quick-acting heart-saving pill or not?" Dong Chen glanced at the female doctor, then turned around and wanted to leave. "Hey! Don't go, quick! Stop him!" As soon as the female doctor finished speaking, several nurses standing nearby suddenly rushed forward and surrounded Dong Chen. But Dong Chen knows martial arts. And he has 10 years of internal strength. How can a few young nurses stop him? Bang! Ouch! Dong Chen just gently bumped away the two young nurses who were blocking his way. Perhaps because they felt that Dong Chen was not someone who was easy to deal with and had no mercy on women, the remaining nurses did not dare to stop him and could only watch Dong Chen get into his Ferrari sports car. Huh? A limited edition Ferrari sports car? This handsome boy is actually a rich young man? After Dong Chen got in the car, several nurses at the scene immediately started chattering. Wow! Brother is so domineering. Is this the legendary overbearing president? Love, my heartbeat seems to be getting faster. Hurry up and ask for his WeChat. Don't miss out on such a handsome guy. You silly girl, we're still on the main street, and you're already acting crazy. About 10 minutes later, the accident scene ahead seemed to have been cleared, and the vehicles blocking the road began to move slowly. Dong Chen also started his car and prepared to follow the traffic. But at this moment, the girl's father ran over and stopped Dong Chen's car. Little brother, you saved my daughter's life today. Can you leave me your contact information? I will definitely reward you handsomely one day. The girl's father held the car body and walked directly to the driver's window. Uncle, you really don't need to thank me. Dong Chen smiled and said, do you think I look like someone who is short of money? An unnatural look seemed to flash across the girl's father's face. He hurriedly asked, can I know your name? Where do you work? Where do you live? Har, uncle, you better listen carefully. Dong Chen gripped the steering wheel tightly, his toes pressed on the accelerator, and he said loudly, my name is Lei Feng. Boom! As soon as the words fell, the Ferrari suddenly accelerated, past the girl's father, and drove straight forward. Chapter 46, Powerful Diamond Pill. 12 o'clock midnight. Jingyuan Shuexiu Villa District. The light in Dong Chen's room was still on, and a pleasant singing voice could be heard coming from inside. As the camera passed through the door and came into the room, we could clearly see the scattered clothes on the floor. These clothes were Dong Chen's and Li Yang's, stretching from the door to the bed. Dong Chen actually brought Li Yang back home and held a concert in the room without restraint. The storm came quickly but took long to end. It was not until around 1 a.m. that Dong Chen finally calmed down and Li Yang fell asleep sweetly in his arms. It's already past midnight, and it's time to sign in again. Dong Chen glanced at Li Yang in his arms, and when he found that she had indeed fallen asleep, he opened the sign-in system without hesitation. Host, Dong Chen. Number of check INS, 7. Number of consecutive check INS at the same location, 7. Inventory, 110. Time remaining until next sign-in, midnight. Current status, available to sign in. System, I want to sign in. Dong Chen said silently in his heart with a little excitement. Swish! A familiar white light flashed before his eyes, and the next second, a series of electronic prompt sounds rang in Dong Chen's ears. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for signing in successfully. Ding! Congratulations to host Dong Chen for obtaining 1 pill and 1 superpower item. Ding! The reward has been sent to their host's inventory, please check it. After opening the inventory, the familiar 10-slot backpack immediately appeared in Dong Chen's field of vision, and in the second and third slots of the backpack, there appeared a khaki pill and a paper crane respectively. 1000 paper cranes item, you can specify a target for real-time tracking. Note, the effective tracking distance of the 1000 paper cranes is within a radius of 1 kilometer. If the distance exceeds this, the item will automatically become invalid. Da Li Jingang pill, after taking it, it can strengthen the body's muscles and bones, and also has a good aphrodisiac effect. Note, the effect of taking this pill for the second time is halved, so please use it with caution. After reading these two detailed introductions, a strange expression suddenly appeared on Dong Chen's face. Let us put aside the 1000 paper cranes for now and talk about the Varger pill, shall we? Can this thing really strengthen the body's muscles and bones? Brother, I really don't believe it, I must try it right away. Dong Chen quickly took out the Varger pill and swallowed it without hesitation. The pill melted in his mouth and turned into a warm current that slid directly into Dong Chen's stomach. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Dong Chen suddenly felt his body getting hot, and he, who had just been sweating profusely, now began to sweat all over again. Swish! Without any hesitation, Dong Chen quickly got up from the bed and walked into the bathroom. Clatter! The shower switch was turned on, and all the cold water sprayed onto Dong Chen. Crackle. At a certain moment, Dong Chen was surprised to find that all the muscles in his body were twisting and his bones were making bursts of crisp sounds. Although he didn't feel any pain or discomfort, this abnormal condition still made Dong Chen jump with fear. Half an hour later, Dong Chen stared blankly at himself in the mirror, with an incredible expression on his face, as if he saw something surprising in the mirror. Dong Chen in the mirror has completely changed. Although his face is still the same, his body has undergone earth-shaking changes. Dong Chen originally had a thin body, but at this moment he suddenly became strong. His whole body was covered with well-proportioned muscles, and those lines looked quite masculine and powerful. In addition, Dong Chen has also grown a little taller, from the original 175 centimeters to 180 centimeters. This is not over yet. Dong Chen's strength has also become stronger. At this moment, he always feels as if he has endless energy in his body. He really wants to find someone to fight with. He really wants to shout loudly, "I want to fight 10 people." Of course, these are not the point. The point is that as soon as Dong Chen lowered his head, he couldn't help but feel frightened. The Varger pills really lived up to their reputation. Not only did it strengthen Dong Chen's body and bones, it also had a really strong aphrodisiac effect. Damn it. Now, in just 30 minutes, the old guns have been replaced by new ones. How the hell am I going to explain this to Li Yang? After taking a bath absent-mindedly, Dong Chen had a wry smile on his face. He then returned to the room and climbed onto the bed quietly. Honey, are you done with your bath? In the darkness, Li Yang suddenly turned over, then gently hugged Dong Chen and rested her head on his chest. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Just as Dong Chen expected, Li Yang quickly realized something was wrong and couldn't stop screaming loudly. Li Yang was seen pushing Dong Chen while struggling to get up from the bed, asking in horror, "Who are you? Why are you in my bed? Where is Dong Chen? Dong Chen. Sister Yang, it's me. Don't be afraid, I am Dong Chen." Dong Chen immediately grabbed Li Yang's arm that was waving in panic. Dong Chen. Li Yang was stunned. "Yes. I am Dong Chen. If you don't believe me, turn on the light and take a look," Dong Chen said with a helpless smile. Bang! As the light in the bedroom was turned on again, Li Yang first squinted her eyes to adjust to the light, and then quickly looked at the man sitting next to her. "Dong Chen, you scare me to death." Woo woo. After seeing Dong Chen's familiar face clearly, Li Yang actually burst into tears and quickly crawled in front of Dong Chen and hugged him tightly. But after just hugging for a while, Li Yang suddenly pushed Dong Chen away. She looked at Dong Chen from head to toe again with an extremely strange look, and finally asked cautiously, "Are you really Dong Chen?" "Sister Yang, I really am Dong Chen." Dong Chen's face was full of bitter smiles. He didn't expect that he would scare Li Yang to tears. If he had to blame someone, he could only blame that Varger pill. That thing was really awesome. How come you have changed? Li Yang obviously couldn't accept Dong Chen's new body for a while. "Sister Yang, you should know that I know martial arts, right?" Dong Chen touched his nose, as if he was ready to reveal some information to Li Yang. "Yeah." Li Yang nodded. "Let me explain it to you this way." Dong Chen rolled his eyes, and then said in a deep voice, "I practiced a special kind of martial arts, and I accidentally broke through just now, so my body has undergone earth-shaking changes." After Dong Chen's fabricated stories and personally demonstrated the warrior's internal strength to Li Yang foolishly believed it. In fact, Dong Chen didn't want to deceive Li Yang, but Dong Chen didn't even tell his sister about the signin system, so how could he tell this secret to Li Yang? The man is innocent unless he is in possession of a treasure. If the world knew that Dong Chen had such a magical golden finger, I'm afraid Dong Chen would either be caught as a guinea pig or be dissected directly. Therefore, this secret must not be known to outsiders, not even to his 7 sisters. Chapter 47 Weekly Meeting. The next morning, Dong Chen and Li Yang arrived at the Vienna hotel early. Today is Monday. According to the hotel's practice, a routine management meeting will be held in the morning, which is simply a weekly meeting. Knock knock knock. Dong Chen had just walked into his office and hadn't even sat down when there was a knock on the door. "Come in," Dong Chen shouted casually to the outside of the door. Squeak. As the door was gently pushed open, Li Yang, with a smile on her face, walked directly in from outside. Har har, Secretary Li, have you encountered any happy things? Dong Chen leaned back in his chair, then looked at Li Yang with a smile. Crack. Li Yang quickly locked the office door, then walked quickly to Dong Chen and said, Vice President Dong, General Manager Zhang did not come to work today, so you need to personally preside over the weekly meeting this morning. Zhang Yang didn't come to work. Dong Chen's eyelids twitched slightly, and the corners of his mouth immediately rose slightly. Har har, I guess the chairman has already had a negotiation with Zhang Guanxin? This time, Zhang Yang probably won't continue to stay in the position of general manager. Li Yang's smile became brighter. What time does the meeting start? 10 o'clock in the morning. I've never attended a meeting like this before. Vice President Dong, don't worry, I have prepared the information for you. Besides, this kind of meeting does not require you to give a long speech. You just need to listen to the work reports of each department. Is it that simple? Well, it's that simple. 10 o'clock in the morning. Meeting room 2, Vienna Hotel. There were more than a dozen people at the scene, including managers of 13 departments of the Vienna Hotel, Dong Chen's secretary Li Yang, and Zhang Yang's secretary Liu Lixia, a total of 15 people. Li Yang sat in the first seat to the left of the chief seat, while Liu Lixia sat in the first seat to the right. As for the other 13 department managers, they all sat down at random. Everyone sat there silently, waiting for the meeting to begin. Perhaps because of the presence of two secretaries, Li Yang and Duan Liu Lixia, the entire meeting room seemed very quiet, and even coughing was rare. Par. Not long after, a steady sound of footsteps was heard outside the door, and Dong Chen finally made his grand appearance. Par. Li Yang suddenly stood up from her seat and led the applause, so the rest of the people also stood up and applauded along with Li Yang. This was the first management meeting Dong Chen attended after taking office, and it was also his first formal meeting with managers from various departments. If there was not even a little applause, wouldn't it make Dong Chen seem very embarrassed? Dong Chen was seen walking, smiling and nodding at everyone, and then walking steadily to the front of the conference room amid warm applause. Swish! Without any embarrassment, Dong Chen sat directly in the chief seat in the conference room. He raised one arm and made a slight downward movement, and the applause that was so enthusiastic just now stopped instantly. Ouch! Not bad. Dong Chen, as the deputy general manager, is quite impressive. Although everyone showed due respect to Dong Chen, some people still showed disdainful expressions, and even their attitude of applauding was a little perfunctory. This person is Zhang Yang's secretary Liu Lixia, a young woman who looks only 25 or 26 years old, very beautiful and with a great figure. Liu Lixia just clapped twice and then immediately put her hands down. Before Dong Chen even opened his mouth to speak, she sat down on her own. Har har, I guess this woman doesn't know that Zhang Yang is about to be finished, and she thinks the general manager will continue to support her, so she is so disdainful of Dong Chen, right? Dong Chen was too lazy to argue with a little secretary. Zhang Yang was about to be finished anyway. As for his little secretary, Dong Chen would naturally not let her continue to work in the hotel. Everyone, please sit down. Dong Chen finally spoke. Wow! Although there was no uniform movement, everyone acted very quickly. After Dong Chen finished speaking, everyone quickly sat down in their seats. Cough. Dong Chen coughed dryly, then smiled and said to everyone, "Thank you all for your applause and welcome. I believe you already know that last week, the board of directors decided to appoint me as the deputy general manager of Vienna Hotel in Xiangnan. First of all, I would like to thank the chairman for his trust in me, and then thank all the shareholders for their appreciation and love for me. At the same time, I will also regard today as a new starting point. Finally, I will step into my new role as soon as possible with a new attitude, in order to repay the chairman's trust and expectations of me." Par. The conference room suddenly burst into applause. There was nothing we could do. When the leader was speaking on the stage, no matter how well he spoke, as his subordinates, we just had to clap along. After saying a bunch of polite words, Dong Chen glanced at the managers of various departments in the meeting room, and then continued, "This is my first time hosting a weekly meeting, and I don't want to say too much nonsense. Now, let the managers of various departments take turns to report on their work situation, right? Quiet." The conference room suddenly fell into silence. But after a brief silence, a woman in her 30s stood up and introduced herself to Dong Chen generously. "Hello, Vice President Dong. I am Liang Jiani, the Director of the Administrative Office." The Administrative Office, also known as the President's Office, plays an important role in communicating up and down, connecting left and right, and coordinating internal and external affairs during the General Manager's operation and management of the hotel. It can be said that the Director of the Administrative Office is the General Manager's second secretary. Therefore, when Liang Jiani was the first to stand up and report to Dong Chen, many sharp-minded people smelled a unique scent at this moment. The General Manager's second secretary couldn't wait to stand up at this moment, and reported to the Deputy General Manager respectfully. What did this mean? The entire Vienna hotel knew that just last week, a very dangerous game took place between Dong Chen and Zhang Yang, and the final result was that Zhang Yang was defeated by Dong Chen and was even slapped hard in the face by Dong Chen. The prestige of the General Manager plummeted. And Dong Chen's identity is there. He is the younger brother of Chairman Lin Weiwei. If Zhang Yang offends Dong Chen, he will surely not end up well. In addition, Zhang Yang did not come to work today, and the attitude of Liang Jiani, the Director of the Administrative Office, was also a bit intriguing. Therefore, except for Li Yang who already knew the truth, and Liu Lixia who was completely unaware, the expressions of the managers of other departments seemed to change a little bit. It seems that the weather in this Vienna hotel is about to change. Chapter 48, Property Stolen. After the meeting, Dong Chen returned to his office. Not long after, Li Yang knocked on the office door again and walked in with a pile of documents. "Vice President Dong, these documents need your personal review. Please take a look first. Let me make you a cup of coffee." After Li Yang put down the documents, she immediately went to make a cup of coffee for Dong Chen. Dong Chen frowned and flipped through the documents on the table. He seemed to have a headache, so he simply pushed the documents aside, then took out a cigarette and put it in his mouth. It's not easy to be a deputy general manager. With so many files, who knows how long it will take to read them all. Perhaps seeing the impatient expression on Dong Chen's face, Li Yang quietly walked behind him, then stretched out her hands and gently pressed on his shoulders and said, "Vice President Dong, are you tired? Let me massage your shoulders." "Yeah." Dong Chen nodded, then leaned back comfortably in his office chair. "How is it? Is the strength appropriate?" Li Yang's voice seemed always so gentle. "Yeah." Dong Chen nodded again, and then suddenly asked, "Sister Yang, did you say that Liang Jiani, did she hear any rumors?" Li Yang was slightly startled when she heard this, and her hand movements paused for a moment. She glanced at Dong Chen cautiously, and then said embarrassedly, "Liang Jiani is my college classmate, and she is also my best friend." "Oh? So, it was you who leaked the news to her?" Dong Chen narrowed his eyes. "Chen, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't do this, but..." "Sister Yang, you don't have to apologize to me. I don't blame you. But... it's okay. Besides, it's not a big deal. I'm just asking casually." At some point, Li Yang had already sat in Dong Chen's arms, and she was very seriously teaching Dong Chen how to review the documents. Dong Chen particularly liked this teaching method. He put one hand around Li Yang's waist and the other hand on her leg. Through the thin layer of black stockings, Dong Chen seemed to be back to the romantic night last night. Soon, Li Yang's pretty face turned red. She glanced at Dong Chen shyly, then continued to point to a document on the table and patiently explained it to Dong Chen. "Chen, stop making trouble. Take a look at this document first. This is our hotel's work plan for next month." Ding-ling-ling. Just when Dong Chen and Li Yang were shamelessly sticking to each other, the phone on the desk suddenly rang. This scared Li Yang, and she immediately stood up from Dong Chen's arms, and quickly put down the hip skirt that Dong Chen had just lifted up. Perhaps she realized that no one broke into the office and it was just a phone call, so Li Yang's pretty face immediately turned red. "Har har. Sister Yang, aren't you too timid?" Dong Chen couldn't help but burst into laughter. Li Yang blushed and glared at Dong Chen, then reminded him, "Chen, you should answer the phone first." "Okay, I want to see which bastard interrupts my good thing." Dong Chen picked up the phone on the table while complaining. However, Dong Chen had just picked up the phone and listened for a few seconds when he couldn't help but frown. Something happened. The call was from the hotel housekeeping manager, who said that two guests had lost an important property in their room and suspected that it was stolen by the hotel's cleaning staff. At this moment, the two guests were making a lot of noise and specifically asked to see the general manager of the hotel, so the housekeeping manager called Dong Chen. Damn it! Can't you handle such a small matter? Does this housekeeping manager no longer want to do this job? Next, Dong Chen, with a bad look on his face, could only take Li Yang to the scene of the incident quickly. After a brief understanding, he figured out the whole story. The two guests staying in couples room number 1314, the man is a rich young man, and the woman is obviously not a decent woman. Of course, these are not the point. The point is that the man put his watch on the metal rack in the bathroom while taking a shower last night, but after taking a shower, the guy actually forgot to put his watch back on. Until this morning, the guy had checked out and left the hotel, but halfway through, he realized that he had left his watch in the hotel. However, the hotel cleaning staff did not find the watch in the room, and the housekeeping manager also took people to search the entire room, but still did not find the watch. Therefore, the housekeeping manager retrieved the surveillance video of the man checking into the hotel. However, in the video, the man was indeed seen wearing a watch on his hand, but when the man checked out, the watch was gone. Here comes the question. The housekeeping manager suspected that the man was trying to scam the hotel. After all, he could have put the watch in his bag, taken it out of the Vienna hotel, and then blackmailed the hotel. But the man insisted that the watch was lost in the hotel, and he suspected that it was taken away by the hotel cleaning staff. After all, after the man checked out, only the hotel cleaning staff had entered the room. Things suddenly got out of hand. In order to prove that he was not committing fraud, the man not only turned out all the contents of his bag in public, but also turned out his girlfriend's bag. As for the Vienna hotel, the cleaning staff took the initiative to have her body searched in order to prove her innocence, and also had her personal locker searched. In the end, no one could find the missing watch. The watch was not in the room, nor on the guest's person, nor on the cleaning staff, so where did it go? I don't care. Anyway, my watch was lost in your hotel, so you have to compensate me for my loss. The man couldn't help but yell again. Mr. Jiang, how much is your watch worth? Li Yang asked calmly. 200,000. The man glared, then continued, I bought this watch from a Rolex counter. I have the invoice and certificate at home. I can show them to you anytime. Mr. Jiang, don't worry. Please believe us, we will give you a satisfactory explanation. Li Yang persuaded patiently. Okay. As long as you help me find my watch now, I won't hold your hotel responsible, the man replied angrily. Li Yang. Chapter 49,000 Paper Cranes. Vienna Hotel. In couples room number 1314. Dong Chen once again ordered people to search the entire room, but the watch was still not found. Could it be possible that this watch could grow wings and fly away? Or, in other words, the man had already transferred the watch while he was checking out of the hotel today. If it is really as Dong Chen expected, then no matter how hard he looks in the hotel, he will definitely not find the watch. Just when Dong Chen was at a loss, Li Yan quietly pulled him aside and whispered to him, Chen, this Mr. Jiang is our hotel's VIP guest, and he is also a frequent visitor to the hotel. I don't think he would lie. Are you sure? Dong Chen asked with a frown. I have just asked the front office manager. Mr. Jiang comes to our hotel almost every week, and every time he comes to book a room with a different woman. After Li Yang muttered a lot of things, she suddenly changed her tone and frowned and said, Chen, do you think that woman took Mr. Jiang's watch? Huh? Why do you guess so? Dong Chen's eyes narrowed immediately. Think about it, Mr. Jiang brings different women to check into a hotel every week. Occasionally he meets one or two women with bad intentions. Isn't this normal? Li Yang expressed her analysis. Sister Yang, your analysis makes sense. Dong Chen nodded and said, then he stroked his chin and thought for a while and said, but Mr. Jiang has already searched her bag, and he didn't find the watch inside. If you were a thief, would you be stupid enough to hide the stolen goods on your body? Li Yang couldn't help but roll her eyes at Dong Chen. Sister Yang, where do you think this watch went? Dong Chen looked at Li Yang curiously. Li Yang pursed her lips and said slowly, either the watch is still in this room, or the watch has been taken out of the hotel by the woman. Damn it! Aren't you just talking nonsense? Dong Chen said speechlessly. Li Yang's pretty face couldn't help but blush slightly, and then she said in a weak voice, I'm not Sherlock Holmes, how can I know where the watch went? Dong Chen. Although Li Ying didn't know where the watch went, her analysis reminded Dong Chen that someone had hidden the watch, and that person was most likely the woman next to Mr. Jiang. However, the most urgent task is not to guess who stole the watch, but to find the watch, because Mr. Jiang has become impatient and has been shouting that he wants to call the police. Of course, Dong Chen would not let the police intervene in this matter, because doing so would have a significant impact on the reputation of the Vienna hotel. Dong Chen would even rather pay out of his own pocket to compensate for the watch, would rather spend money to avoid disaster and then keep the matter quiet, rather than let Mr. Jiang make a big deal out of it. However, Dong Chen really couldn't swallow this. What to do? Dong Chen walked up to Mr. Jiang calmly, and then asked casually, "Mr. Jiang, can I ask where you and your girlfriend went after you left the hotel this morning?" Mr. Jiang was slightly stunned when he heard this, and then he quickly replied, "After we left the hotel, we had breakfast on the street next door. Then I found that my watch was missing, and then we returned to the hotel without stopping." "Were you and your girlfriend together during the whole process?" Dong Chen asked a confusing question. "Well, we have always been together." Mr. Jiang nodded, and then asked unkindly, "Manager Dong, what do you mean by asking this?" Dong Chen's eyes immediately lit up. The street next door was less than 1 kilometer away from the Vienna hotel. Don't forget, there is also a superpower item in Dong Chen's system inventory: 1,000 paper cranes. Har har, Mr. Jiang, don't worry, I will help you find the watch now. When Dong Chen said this, he subconsciously glanced at the woman next to Mr. Jiang. Perhaps it was because of Dong Chen's powerful tone and the confident expression on his face, the woman standing next to Mr. Jiang suddenly had a flash of panic in her eyes. Although the woman concealed it very well, Dong Chen's observation ability was quite sharp, so at this moment, Dong Chen was even more certain that it was this woman who took Mr. Jiang's watch. Next, it was Dong Chen's turn to perform. Dong Chen touched his chin and thought for a while, then clapped his hands and said to everyone, "In order to ease the tense atmosphere, how about I perform a magic trick for everyone?" Quiet. The room was quiet. Li Yang, Mr. Jiang's girlfriend, the housekeeping manager, and 2 cleaning staff all looked at Dong Chen stupidly, wondering what he was going to do. However, Dong Chen quickly continued, "After I finish this magic, I guarantee that the watch will immediately appear in everyone's sight." Really? Mr. Jiang suddenly looked at Dong Chen with interest. Vice President Dong. Li Yang suddenly reached out and pulled Dong Chen's arm, but Dong Chen raised his hand slightly, signaling Li Yang not to interrupt his performance. So, Li Yang could only shut her mouth and look at Dong Chen nervously, while praying in her heart, praying that Dong Chen would not do anything weird. Swish! Dong Chen just turned his wrist, and the next second, a golden paper crane appeared in his hand. Seeing this scene, everyone, including Li Yang, couldn't help but reveal an expression of surprise. But more surprising things were yet to come. No one knew what Dong Chen did, but the paper cranes in his hand actually floated up automatically. This is not over yet. What is even more outrageous is that the paper crane actually nodded at Dong Chen in a humane way, then flapped its wings and flew slowly in one direction. Where are the 1,000 paper cranes going? Soon everyone knew the answer. The paper crane actually flew directly into the bathroom of the couple's room. Swish! Without any hesitation, Dong Chen immediately followed, and after a slight pause, the others followed Dong Chen into the bathroom. Dong Chen was the first to enter the bathroom, followed closely by Li Yang, and then Mr. Jiang and his girlfriend. As for the housekeeping manager and the 2 cleaning staff, they could only stand outside the door and look in curiously. Whoosh! After the paper cranes arrived at the bathroom, they actually flew directly towards the exhaust fan above their heads, and directly drilled into the exhaust fan, then disappeared from everyone's sight. "Call the people from the engineering department up immediately and remove this exhaust fan for me." Dong Chen immediately gave the order loudly. Seeing this scene, Li Yang, Mr. Jiang, the housekeeping manager, and the cleaning staff all showed surprised expressions, except for Mr. Jiang's girlfriend, whose expression suddenly turned ugly. Chapter 50, Case Solved. Vienna Hotel. In the bathroom of couples room number 1314. The hotel engineering department sent 2 technicians up and successfully removed the exhaust fan. Sure enough, a Rolex mechanical watch was found in the ventilation duct above the exhaust fan, and the watch was wrapped in a thick layer of toilet paper. "Mr. Jiang, is this the watch you lost?" Dong Chen handed the watch to Mr. Jiang. Mr. Jiang took the watch, checked it over and over again, and immediately said happily, "Yes. This is my watch." He. Dong Chen smiled politely. "By the way, Manager Dong, why did my watch appear in the ventilation duct?" Mr. Jiang's face suddenly showed a puzzled expression again. Dong Chen glanced at the woman next to Mr. Jiang, then said with a smile, "Someone deliberately hid your watch in the ventilation duct." Who is it? Why did he do this? Mr. Jiang asked in confusion. She is the only one who knows where the watch is hidden. So, as long as she continues to book this room next time she stays in the hotel, she can take the watch openly. Dong Chen explained patiently. Swish. At this moment, Mr. Jiang suddenly turned his head and looked at the woman standing next to him. Not only Mr. Jiang, but everyone present looked at that woman. Is what Dong Chen said obvious enough? Since Mr. Jiang didn't hide the watch himself, there was only one person left who could have done it. That's right. This person was Mr. Jiang's girlfriend. Oh no. It was his girlfriend. No. It's not me. What makes you say that I took this watch? It's also possible that your cleaning staff hid the watch. Where's the evidence? Do you have it? How dare you frame others without any evidence? I can sue you for defamation at any time. Although a trace of panic flashed in the woman's eyes, she quickly calmed down and refused to admit that she was the one who took the watch. She even turned around and said that it was their hotel's cleaning staff who did it. This made Dong Chen so angry that he laughed. Dong Chen said grimly, "Then call the police. Let them extract the fingerprints from the watch. As for who the thief is, I believe they will be able to find out soon." Quiet. The scene was completely quiet. The woman's expression changed several times in a row. Finally, she gave up quibbling, covered her face and burst into tears. Woo-woo. I'm sorry. Brother Jiang, I'm sorry. Woo-woo. It was indeed me who took the watch. Seeing this scene, Dong Chen consciously left the room, and all the hotel staff, including Li Yang, followed Dong Chen out of the room. As for what the woman said to Mr. Jiang, did Mr. Jiang forgive her? All of this has nothing to do with Dong Chen. No. It should be said that all of this has nothing to do with the Vienna Hotel. In the quiet corridor, Li Yang suddenly smiled and said to Dong Chen, "Vice President Dong, you looked so handsome just now." Is that so? Dong Chen suddenly felt like he was floating. Yes. Vice President Dong, you looked so handsome just now. The housekeeping manager also quickly started to flatter him. Speaking of this, shall we briefly introduce the housekeeping manager? The housekeeping manager is named Shumancho, a 32-year-old married woman. She looks quite quiet and has a great figure, but her personality is not like that of a married woman at all. Instead, she gives people a carefree feeling. Dong Chen didn't want to appear too serious in front of his subordinates, so he smiled and said, "Har, I can obviously make a living by my looks, why do I have to rely on my strength now?" Oh. It's really a headache. After a brief silence, laughter suddenly broke out in the corridor. No one seemed to have expected that Dong Chen was so easygoing, witty, and humorous, and did not have any leadership airs at all. Then, a lot of flattery sounded in Dong Chen's ears. "Vice President Dong, I didn't expect that you are not only handsome, but also so humorous. In my opinion, Vice President Dong is the most handsome man in our Vienna hotel. Har, do you know? There are so many girls in our hotel, their eyes are shining when they look at Vice President Dong. I also heard that there are many pretty girls who are asking around to see if Vice President Dong has a girlfriend. Vice President Dong, may I ask, do you have a girlfriend?" After this little episode, Dong Chen returned to his office, held Li Yang on his lap again, and asked her to teach him how to deal with those tedious documents. During the following period of time, Li Yang's pretty face was always red, and the charm revealed in her eyes almost made Dong Chen unable to help but teach her a lesson on the spot. Seeing that the atmosphere in the office was becoming more and more wrong, Li Yang even took the initiative to hug Dong Chen and kiss him, but at this moment, a cheerful cell phone ring interrupted their interest. Ding ling ling. Oh my god. Who is this again? Dong Chen just muttered angrily, then picked up the mobile phone on the desk and took a look. However, the next second, he immediately made a silence gesture to Li Yang. Because the call was from Lin Weiwei. "Hello." Dong Chen answered the phone. "Chenna, what are you doing?" Lin Weiwei's voice was indeed heard from the other end of the phone. "I'm processing documents in the office." Dong Chen replied cautiously. Well, that's good. Sister, you called me suddenly, what's the matter? Har har, I'm already on the plane. I'll be arriving at Shonan International Airport in 3 hours. Then, can you pick me up at the airport? Huh? 3 hours later? 6 p.m. Then I'll leave for the airport now. Har har, don't be so anxious, the plane still has 3 hours to fly. Lin Weiwei was finally going home, and Dong Chen was naturally very happy. So he immediately gave Li Yang a few instructions, asking her to handle all the affairs of the hotel, and then hurriedly left the Vienna hotel. Li Yang was so depressed. The flame that was just ignited was unexpectedly extinguished in the blink of an eye, but she did not complain or feel dissatisfied. There would be plenty of opportunities in the future anyway. In other words, there is still a long way to go. Thinking of Dong Chen's strong arms, broad chest, loving eyes, and the masculine smell he exuded last night, Li Yang's eyes became blurred unconsciously.